Welcome to Don Sanders Stadium, the crown jewel of the Southland Conference, on the campus of Sam Houston State University in Huntsville, Texas. Tyler Josephson with you tonight on the call alongside Scott Morris for the official start of Southland Conference baseball season. Scott, is there anything better?
I don't think so at all. Finally starting conference, getting all those non-conference games out of the way, starting the season here against HBU, and looking to be a good season for the Bearcats.
A 6-5 non-conference record for those Bearcats, facing off against the Huskies of Houston Baptist University. They were 3-10, but those records are wiped away. A clean slate tonight as Southland Conference baseball gets underway. 66 degrees, clear skies, beautiful weather for baseball on this Friday night. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineups as the final warm-up tosses are thrown. Scott, let's run down the Huskies from Houston Baptist.
Yeah, leading off for the Huskies, we got Chase Tabbitt in center field. Backing him up is Trent Franson. Johnny Gonzalez bats third. Catcher Todd Jackson will be the cleanup hitter. Brandon Bino will bat fifth for them. Cal Clark, Sean Horgan, and rounding up that bottom of the lineup will be Parker Wayne and Nathan Soriano.
So three seniors at the top of the order, another one at the bottom. A well-seasoned Huskies lineup. They will go against right-hander Tyler Davis, the junior, whose first pitch of the day is an 88-mile-an-hour fastball on the inside edge for a strike. Scott, Tyler Davis has been very good in these Friday night matchups so far this year for the Cats.
Absolutely, becoming that Friday night starter, and that's what the team had been looking for with the graduation of Hayden Wisniewski, having a 3.24 ERA to start the season at 2-0.
He'll give up a hit here. It is into right center field, kicks off the right fielder, and that is a leadoff double for Talbot. So after taking the first pitch, he aggressively jumps on that one, and it's an extra base hit for the Huskies to get him started.
Yeah, it is, and Talbot batting 167 to start this non-conference play, and now coming into conference is a good start for him.
Hustling over to try and cut that one off, Bryce Holmes, but it kicks off of him, and it'll be Colton Kauser that gets to it and gets it in, but not before Talbot scampers into second. So he is in scoring position now for the senior second baseman, Trent Franson, the right-handed hitter. 174 average, stands in. Tyler Davis peers over his black glove, comes set at the chest. First pitch, they squared a bunny, pops it up out of the crouch, and under it is Wes Foles, and that's a huge out for the Bearcats as Davis gets a one-pitch put out, and the Huskies are not able to advance that runner.
Yeah, it's a perfect play to that third pitch of the game, getting that pop-up on the bunt. Now leaving that runner at second, and it puts a little bit more pressure on the Huskies now. Runner in scoring position with an out, and that kind of just makes your hitter a little bit more worried.
So it'll be the lefty senior first baseman Johnny Gonzalez standing in. This is clearly the Huskies' best hitter in the lineup, the biggest threat of the night.
Yeah, he is batting .392 to start this season, having 20 hits, including 2 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run.
First pitch is an off-speed pitch outside off the corner for ball one from Davis. I know it's the first inning, but is this almost a pitch-around situation for you, Scott?
Yeah, I think so. You want to avoid that, especially a hot hitter like that coming into conference play. You know he's got all the confidence in the world, and you want to make sure not to give up any of those big plays and not give up a run in this first inning.
Gonzalez hunting a fastball, but he swings over the top of a breaking ball, so it's a 1-1 count. That's a good pitch from Tyler Davis.
Yeah, it is. It is another thing we've seen from Davis, having that kind of command that the Bearcats have been looking for, and again, becoming that Friday night starter coming into conference play.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Davis kicks and deals. That one in the dirt. Good block by Foles. Count 2-1 as Gonzalez lays off.
Yeah, and Chase Tabbitt kind of leading off quite a bit there on second base, so they're going to want to keep an eye on him. Probably a speed guy out of the top of the lineup.
Talbot 4 for 4 in stolen bases this year. Top and bottom of this HBU order can run. Parker Wayne and Nathan Soriano in the 8-9 hole, each 2 for 2. Check on the runner. Now the deal on 2-1, lifted to center. Kauser drifting towards left center. He'll take it. Talbot will bluff the tag, and he will actually go. Here's the throw, and it'll be offline. So you see the speed of Talbot there moving up with 2 outs. And despite the 2 outs, that means you can't throw a wild pitch here.
No, you can't, and that has been one issue with the Bearcats to start this season is that defensive catcher position. It has led to a few runs, including the LA Tech game on Wednesday night, one of their runs coming off of a wild pitch, and also in the Louisiana game, another one of those plays.
Let's go around the diamond real quick. Tyler Davis on the mound. Wes Foles, we mentioned him a minute ago, catching that pop-up. He's the battery mate. Davis, first pitch, misses low to the junior catcher Todd Jackson. Around the infield, Jack Rogers, the two-way star at first base. We'll definitely talk about him throughout the night. Eric Davila, Anthony McKenzie, Corbin Vines, second, short, and third. Outfield left to right, Smith, Kauser, Holmes. The 1-0, a slider and a good take from Jackson, so it's 2-0 now.
Yeah, good take, even better pitch there from Tyler Davis, trying to find that outside corner, unable to find it, now down on the count 2-0.
Davis with a runner on third and 2 outs, elects to go from the windup. 2-0, deals another breaking ball, this one off the inside edge. 3-0 now, and it looks like Gonzalez isn't going to see, or Jackson isn't going to see anything to hit.
No, he's not trying to pitch around that, trying to get to Brandon Bina batting 196 on the season, and that's a little bit less of a threat than Todd Jackson here, who is batting 392 or 329.
3-0, just a waste fastball. So a 4-pitch walk for Jackson will put Huskies at the corners here in the top of the first, and that will bring up, as you mentioned, Brandon Bina, the senior right fielder.
Yeah, the senior right now starting in all 13 games that the Huskies have played in non-conference, having 11 hits on the season, also 3 RBIs.
So Talbot on third, Jackson at first. Bina digs in now, 5th Husky to bat in the inning. Davis trying to put up a 0 and get to the Bearcats' bottom of the first. Davis out of the stretch, first pitch, down low, misses. 87 miles an hour below the knees, 1-0.
Yeah, just trying to find anything on the edge right now, having that 4-pitch walk, trying to find that now 5 straight balls for Tyler Davis, and he's just going to try to look for the strike zone here on this pitch. The 1-0 from Davis, trying to get back in the zone. This is lifted right center field on the run, trying to chase it down. Holmes, Kauser, they will not get it. That's going to one-hop the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes the second. There will be a relay to the plate, but it is not in time. And a 2 RBI stand-up double for Brandon Bina, who comes through huge, and the Huskies strike first. Yeah, Huskies strike first on that deep double that clears the bases, and 2 runs get on the board for the Huskies. And if you're Tyler Davis, that's not how you want to start this game, giving up a 4-pitch walk, a base hit to start the inning, and now giving up those 2 runs.
So Bina on second, that brings in Cal Clark, the senior third baseman, hitting an even 300 through non-conference, making his 6th start of the season. First pitch to Clark is a fastball that misses high, 1-0. Tyler Davis looks a little skittish after getting hit around a bit here in the first.
Yeah, it is, especially as a pitcher coming in. You know this is a big game, opening up conference, and you give up those 2 runs real early, and you know he's just trying to calm down, trying to find his game and get out of this inning.
This one down the right field line, that's going to be fair. That'll plate another one. Clark's going to have at least 2, and he'll see a stop sign. That's where he will hold, so he trades places with Bina. And just like that, with 2 outs, the Huskies strike for 3 runs.
Yeah, and those 2-out walks really show killer as they brought up the runners on the corners to start all this scoring. And now another runner in scoring position as we're getting towards the bottom of that lineup.
Will be the number 7 hitter, the DH now, a freshman, Sean Horgan. 7 games this year, just his 3rd start. He has 9 at bats. He is 6 for 9 though to start his freshman campaign. And if hitting is contagious, this is a guy right now that you don't want at the plate. He'll take the first pitch from Davis. That one finds the outside corner at 86 miles an hour. It's 0-1.
And that's what you want if you're Davis, finally getting ahead of the count on a batter, not being able to do that since the first batter of the game, just trying to find that little bit of confidence that he can and get out of this first inning.
Credit to HBU for hunting fastballs early. They've just kind of sat on those sliders. We'll get a conversation now between Davis and Foles. Let's get your umpires real quick behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Chuck Boosie, Alex Ziegler down the first base line, and Jeff Beeman down the third base line here at Don Sanders Stadium for this conference opener. First of 3 games tomorrow, 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock on Sunday. Bearcats faced off with HBU in a 3-game set to begin last season's conference play. Sam Houston looking to repeat as they picked up a sweep. We'll talk more about that as the game goes along. Here's the 0-1 from Davis, a changeup, and Horgan swings right through it, so it's 0-2.
Yeah, big hack there from Horgan, probably trying to send that one to the outfield as well, trying to match his buddies on the back-to-back doubles, but just kind of looks a little silly on that swing, now down on the count 0-2.
That changeup's really important for Davis, especially when he's not locating his breaking ball, because you see fastball and you want to hit it, and it just drops off the table. There it is again. So he'll get a 3-pitch strikeout, but not before HBU strikes for 3. An RBI, 2 RBI double, and then another RBI double. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. Sam Houston will get their chance coming up in the bottom of the first. We'll have the Bearcats starting lineup when we come back on 90.5 KSHU. Thank you, Krista. Back in the studio. Back here at Don Sanders Stadium, it's a quick lead for the Huskies, 3-0 as they put up a trio of runs in the top of the first, but that's not going to be enough against this Bearcats starting lineup. Let's run it down. Christian Smith, the junior left fielder, at the top of the order. This 2-3-4 is one of the best in the conference. Sophomore Colton Kauser, a phenom in center field in the 2-hole. Junior Trent Touche, DHing hitting third. Junior Jack Rogers in the cleanup spot at first base. Anthony McKenzie, the freshman shortstop, bats 5th. Junior Bryce Holmes is in right field batting 6th. And 7-8-9, Corbin Vines at 3rd. Wes Foles behind the plate. And Eric Davila, the freshman second baseman. And they will face Austin Spinney, a junior lefty.
Yeah, the Southpaw not having the best start to the season. 0-4 in his 4 starts. Having a 7.04 ERA, but he's got a good lead behind him and trying to turn that season around.
Christian Smith stands in, hitting .324. He takes a pitch on the outside edge, just under 80 miles an hour for strike 1. Spinney, not a guy that's going to beat you with velocity, but he locates well. He mixes his pitches. His problem is when he gets runners on, he gets hit around a little bit. He'll go back-to-back off speed. Smith wants no part of it, but he's down 0-2 quickly.
Yeah, and speaking of the pitcher getting runners on, that's been a big thing for the Bearcats that they've been lacking, getting those runners on, being able to score those runs. As we've seen, the offense hasn't been producing like it should be, and so they're going to want to get runners on today in order to get that up.
Swing and a miss, so a 3-pitch strikeout as Christian Smith is set down, and it's a quick 1-up, 1-down for Spinney and the Huskies. That'll bring up sophomore center fielder Colton Kauser, who, aside from being clutch, has maybe had a slow start, at least statistically, to the season.
Yeah, he has, only batting .262 to start the season, 11 hits and 3 doubles, only 1 home run and 4 RBIs. And, you know, being up for the Golden Spike Award this season, a slow start. Hopefully he can turn that around coming into conference.
Kauser, a patient hitter. Takes a close pitch there off the inside edge. Ball 1, 1-0. That on-base percentage for Kauser, .415. The 1-0. That one catches the outside corner for a strike, so the count's even at 1-1. Kauser scuffled to start conference play last year against the Huskies as well. I think 2 for 15 in that series against HBU last season.
2 for 15, a number of strikeouts, no RBIs in that series. So maybe he'll be able to turn that one around, try to stack up those statistics against HBU, kind of turn the table.
Counts 2-1 after that low inside pitch. 2-1 to Kauser. Inside edge misses. 3-1. Dangerous count now. Jackson kind of held that pitch. I think he thought that one was close. But umpire Chuck Busey rules that one off the edge. So a hitter's count for Colton Cowser now. Spinney into the windup, 3-1. Cowser a hack, a ground ball to first on a couple of hops. Picked up by Gonzalez, 3 unassisted. Cowser is retired. 2 up, 2 down for the Bearcats. That brings up Trent Touche.
Yeah, Trent Touche, one of the many transfers that we have this season, and kind of becoming that utility player, being able to play catcher, DH, first baseman, starting at first base today, and he's really produced out of that 3-hole.
6 for 15, of even 400 batting average, making his 5th start of the season. DHing tonight, but Touche also a catcher. We've seen him behind the plate a few times. First pitch to him is a hanging breaking ball that he lets go, 0-1.
Yeah, and Trent Touche's first at-bat as a Bearcat was against Loyola Marymount in an extra inning game where he hit a home run to make it a 1-run game in the bottom of the 11th.
0-1 pitch misses. 1-1 to Touche. I like how Spinney's pitching in reverse, knowing that Sam Houston just sits on fastballs early in counts. He's not going to let them do that. Here's the 1-1. Change up, down and out, 2-1 now.
Yeah, Spinney trying to change his season around again. Early start, only 7.04 ERA. Not the best start, and now conference opener and trying to just change that around.
2-1 to Touche. A fastball ruled a strike on the inside corner. Touche didn't love it, neither did the Bearcat fans, but it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now with 2 outs. Base is empty for the junior. Asks for time and steps out.
In that last pitch, a high and inside fastball, not sure. Real close to the marker, but the umpire will rule that a strike. Now ties up the count at 2-2.
Spinney potentially a pitch away from working 1-2-3 through this tough Bearcats order. And he'll have to throw at least another one as that foul ball ricochets off the pole down the first base line. So we'll see another 2-2.
Yeah, Touche just catching up to that fastball, fouling it off and staying alive in this count, just trying to get anything going in this bottom of the first.
Even a base runner would seem like a small victory here, down 3-0. Here's the 2-2, low and in, so it'll be a full count. We saw Cowser get into a 3-1 count and ground out. Now Touche works this one full, 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Got him! Fastball on the inside edge, and Touche is down looking. So a pair of strikeouts and a really good bottom of the first for Austin Spinney as the Bearcats go 1-2-3. Houston Baptist on top 3-0. Tyler Davis back out to the mound. Top of the second when we come back on 90.5 KSHU. Back here at Don Sanders Stadium, top of the second, 3-0 HBU, 3 runs on 3 hits in the top of the first, kind of stunned Tyler Davis, so we'll see if the junior can settle down. Sam Houston, a familiar foe to open up conference play, a sweep last year of HBU in what was a pretty lopsided series in the Bearcats' favor.
Yeah, sweep, outscoring the Huskies 30-12 in that series, starting off 3-0 to start conference play, and even just an overall record, Bearcats lead their series 53-14, including 34-6 here at Don Sanders against HBU.
They're going to have to come from behind to improve on that record tonight. Tyler Davis did a nice job of jumping ahead. Here's his 0-1. Grounded back up the middle. That's off the mound and into center field for a leadoff single. So Parker Wayne, the junior left fielder, is on in the 8-hole, and that'll bring up senior shortstop Nathan Soriano. And there's a speed threat at first base.
Yeah, there is, and I think that's what we're seeing a lot in this lineup for the Huskies is a lot of speed guys. 3 doubles in that top of the first, and now Parker Wayne now on first base, and again a lot more speed for Nathan Soriano.
So Davis quickly back into the stretch. This is a big, tall right-hander that likes going out of the windup. He's dealt with traffic early. Here's the first pitch. Square to bunt. He does go after it. A nice slider from Davis. And he's ahead in the count 0-1.
Yeah, and Tyler Davis has got to be careful here. Parker Wayne being 2 for 2 on stolen bases this season. So they might want to make sure to check over there every once in a while and make sure he's not stealing or maybe a hit and run situation.
Yeah, so many options here. You can bunt him over. You can do the bunt and run. Even if you miss, he could be on the move. A true hit and run now down 0-1. Jumping off of first base. Slider misses up. 1-1. That first pitch was a late square from Soriano. His job's to get the bunt down, but that wasn't a true sacrifice. That was if we're going to go ahead and bunt, let's see if we can get Soriano aboard as well. Corbin Vines is playing in on the edge, even with the front of the third base bag. It's a 1-1 count now. Throw over. Just a courtesy check on Wayne, who's 2 for 2 in stolen bases.
Yeah, and the player at the bat, Nathan Soriano, also 2 for 2 on stolen bases, showing he does have that speed that if he gets a bunt down, he could get a base hit.
Triples up on slider. This one misses low. So Davis behind 2-1, and now if you do want to hit and run, this is a good count to do it on if you're HBU.
Yeah, nothing to lose here, up in the count for the batter. Just trying to move the runner up, get him in scoring position, and tack onto the runs.
Wayne a good lead at first. Soriano ahead in the count 2-1. Davis set at his chest. Kicks and deals. The runner is going. It is a hit and run. Davis will barehand it off the mound. No one's covering third, though. Here's the throw back across, and they got him! That is a double play as Corbin Vines gets back to third, and the Bearcats erase the base runner. An aggressive turnaround second for Wayne, and a good heads-up play by Vines. Mark it 1-3-5, and that is a huge turn of events as the bases are empty and there's 2 outs for the top of the order.
Yeah, it is just your casual 1-3-5 double play. You know, you see that one every night.
Nice job by Soriano putting that tough pitch in play. Did his job, but Wayne retired trying to go first to third. So nobody on, 2 outs. Chase Talbot, who started the game with a double. Davis falls behind him 1-0. 1-0 pitch goes back to that outside corner, but can't find it. 2-0 the count.
It looks like Davis is kind of trying to pitch around him now. Has 2 outs, no one on base, but again, leading off the game with that double. Just wants to make sure that he keeps the runners contained. No runners on now, 2 outs to try to get out of this inning.
Talbot's average up to 200 after that double. Inside corner, called a strike. It seems where that is going to be the spot that Boosie gives a little bit of an edge. He hasn't called much on the outside corner, but we've seen that inside corner give about half a baseball, so Tyler Davis takes advantage of that. Here's the 2-1, working quickly now. Grounded towards second. Scooped up on the backhand by Davila. Throw on to first just in time to get the speedy Talbot. So Davis and the Bearcats work around a leadoff single. They churn 2. They get the ground out. No runs, no on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Bottom of the second, 3-0 HBU. 4-5-6. Rogers, McKenzie, Holmes due up for the Cats on the flip side of this break on 90.5 KSHU. Tyler Josephson alongside Scott Morris for this beautiful Friday night of Bearcats baseball. Southland Conference opener. Sam Houston at home against Houston Baptist University, who they opened up last season too. They were able to sweep them. They would love to do that again, but they have some work to do, down 3-0 early. And Austin Spinney had a great first inning against the top of this Bearcats order.
Yeah, getting a quick 1-2-3 inning as a pitcher. You go out there, your team gives you 3 runs, and you go out there now and be able to get that 1-2-3 inning, come back out, you have all the confidence in the world.
So you're listening to 90.5 KSHU Huntsville. This game also streaming on the Bearcat Sports Network YouTube with video. You can jump over there. Our audio is attached to that broadcast as well. So we'll be with you throughout this Friday evening. And for right now, it is Jack Rogers at the plate who hits a towering pop-up back foul near the field house and falls behind 0-1. Rogers, a good start to the season, the big, tall lefty.
Yeah, Rogers being one of the best hitters on this team to start the season. Even last year, going back to HBU in that second game of the series, leading off that game with a home run and trying to look to keep up that kind of hot streak, being one of only 2 players in the starting lineup that played against the Huskies last season.
0-1 is a foul on a check swing by Rogers, so he's down 0-2. Rogers didn't put up the average that you would expect him to against the Huskies last year, but he did have a decent power display against this team.
Yeah, he did, going 3 for 10 with 3 walks, having a home run like we said, and having 3 RBIs in that series.
Good 2-strike hitter. He'll have to test it here. Down 0-2. An excellent take on a tough pitch off the outside edge. 1-2. Good plate discipline from Rogers.
Yeah, and we see, as you said earlier in the top of this inning, that the umpire Boosie is really calling that inside strike, but not so much on the outside.
1-2 misses high, so 2-2 as Rogers works it back even. The freshman Anthony McKenzie on deck. Bryce Holmes behind him. Bryce Holmes, the junior out right fielder. He's been a nice addition on both sides of the ball for this Bearcats team. Here's the 2-2 to Rogers. Takes it up. I think Spinney wanted that call, but it's going to be full now.
Yeah, a lot of close pitches here from Spinney in this at-bat. All 3 balls being real close to the zone, and that plate discipline from Rogers really just showing here, getting that hitter's count back at 3-2.
Payoff pitch to Rogers, swing and a foul ball, so we'll tee it up again. When you're not a big velocity guy, you want those edges. You want that pitcher's umpire behind the plate. And when you get a high pitch and you get a good hitter to lay off of it and you think it caught the letters, sometimes that's tough to bounce back from. Spinney readjusts, gets back on the rubber, goes into his wind now. Next 3-2 pitch. Swinging a drive, left center field. That's on the run. That is going to get down. That is over the head of Talbot. Rogers around first, on his way to second. He'll hold up there as the throw comes in. But an excellent long at bat. 7 pitches there for Jack Rogers, and he doubles to that Sam Houston logo in left center field. So the Cats are in business with nobody out.
Yeah, they are 5th double this season. And can we just talk about a .674 slugging percentage coming into that at bat, showing it right here, getting that double to lead off the second, and that's what the Bearcats needed.
And that's why he's slugging .674. He got jammed on that pitch. He inside-outed that 3-2 fastball on his hands and just muscled it out to one-hop the wall. And that'll bring up Anthony McKenzie. A lot of options here, but I expect small ball from the freshman shortstop.
Yeah, a lot of small balls played from the Bearcats, just moving runners, getting those sacrifice bunts, and just moving up the runner and trying to get that run now. Get something back here.
Spinney set. McKenzie not bunting and actually fouls off the first pitch back into the screen, so it's 0-1. One thing about this Bearcats team is they are willing to hit and run in any count, and Jack Rogers, actually part of his game, he's a very good base runner.
Yes, he is, going 3 for 3 on stolen bases on the season, just kind of that all-around player that can just do it all.
Second baseman cheating towards second to hold him, so an opposite field gap for McKenzie to work with. That fastball, the letters again, misses high. Spinney kind of gives a look in, 1-1.
Yeah, McKenzie trying to go for double digits here with 9 hits on the season, trying to get number 10 here, maybe even driving a run with that hit.
Spinney, a good look at Rogers at second, delivers. That pitch rolled a strike. You hear the groan from the Bearcat fans. I don't think McKenzie loved that call either, but he's down 1-2 now.
And there's that high strike finally getting called for Spinney, and I think it's got to be a sigh of relief for him finally getting one to go his way.
Tough call in this at bat when the previous pitcher's in the same spot. But if you're going to reward a pitcher for consistency, he's been hitting it and finally gets the call. 1-2 is in the dirt. McKenzie lays off, so the count's going to even up at 2-2.
And a good play there by the catcher, Todd Jackson, just kind of stopping that low pitch, not letting Jack Rogers be able to advance to third.
Rogers a conservative lead at second, being held on by Franzen. Long look in now. Spinney and Jackson finally get on the same page. Here's the 2-2. Check swing in the dirt. The appeal, he did not go. So a full count and a couple of long at-bats to open up this inning by Sam Houston.
Yeah, and there's just that plate discipline again, showing fighting back down 0-2 in the count, or now being up in the count 3-2 with the runner in scoring position.
So a full count to McKenzie. Rogers at second after the leadoff double. McKenzie steps off. Jackson signals to the dugout that he wants the signs again. HBU showing McKenzie a lot of respect at the plate by not just coming after him with a fastball. They were ahead 1-2. A couple pitches missed in the dirt. McKenzie fouls that off-speed pitch down the right field line. So we'll see another 7-pitch at bat.
Yeah, McKenzie again just fighting off, trying to stay alive, trying to just do whatever he can. Worst case is even if he gets an out, move that runner up, try to get that sacrifice in the outfield. Just trying to do something here.
Spinney with no one out in the second, about to throw his 23rd pitch. Rogers on the move. That is ball 4. The throw down. He is safe at third. Throw was to the wrong side of the bag. When I looked up, it looked like they had a shot at getting him, and a good throw from Jackson and a risky play. But a nice head-first slide by Jack Rogers gets him into third. McKenzie with the walk. And there are Bearcats at the corners with nobody out as Bryce Holmes, the junior right fielder, stands in.
Bryce Holmes starting in 9 games this season, this being the start number 10, batting .297 on the season with 11 hits.
That was a risky steal, and I love the aggression from Jay Sirianni.
Yeah, Jay Sirianni, his first season as head coach here at Sam Houston, taking over from Matthew Deggs, who left for Lafayette.
First pitch fastball catches the knees to Holmes, 0-1. Bearcats like to run in these first and third situations. It's a little more difficult with a lefty on the mound. Spinney, a good move to first. Also a good pitch. He comes straight up, just kind of slowly holds that leg so he can tell if that runner's going. And there's the throw over. Close play, but diving back in is McKenzie. Spinney's move to first, absolutely identical to his delivery to the plate. Impossible to read. You either go on first move or you don't get a good jump. Cats at the corners. Spinney comes set. 0-1 to Holmes. Another throw to first. That time McKenzie reads it a little bit better. I don't blame Spinney one bit for trying to slow this inning down.
Not at all. Being able, Jack Rogers being able to get that stolen base at third, knowing that Sam Houston will run a lot playing that kind of small ball, just checking the runner at first, making sure he's not going.
0-1 to Holmes is in the dirt. Good stop. McKenzie kind of shuffled towards second and had to retreat back to first. Counts even at 1-1. Another long look in from Spinney. Turns to check Rogers at third. Looks at McKenzie at first. Kicks and deals a little slide step. Comes with an off-speed. Great pitch. Catches the inside edge. 1-2 to Holmes.
Yeah, perfect breaking ball on the inside corner. Just getting that strike now. Up in the count 1-2 for Spinney with the runners on the corners.
I love seeing a pitcher be able to vary their timing to the plate, go to that slide step, speed things up for the hitter, and then drop in a big overhand curve. 1-2 now. If you're Holmes, you have to get a ball in play here. Another throw over. McKenzie will just walk it back this time. Clearly not Spinney's best move, just a lazy check on the runner there. Corbin Vines, the junior third baseman, stands on deck. Probably the best number 7 hitter you're going to find around the Southland Conference. 1-2 count. Spinney set at the chest. Now he'll throw over again. Bearcat fans starting to chirp a little bit here at Don Sanders after 4 pickoffs.
And Spinney just having that advantage, being able to face first, just watch his runner check in every once in a while, make sure he's not stealing again. Hit and run in any situation the Bearcats will do.
1-2 runner not going. Holmes grounds that one foul off his foot. Immediately called by Boosie, the home plate umpire. Holmes will kind of hobble around for just a minute. That does not feel good. Holmes does not wear any kind of exterior protection on his legs. No shin guard. That one just catches the top of his foot. Never a good feeling as a hitter. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runners on the corners. Lefty on lefty. Spinney deals to Holmes. Holmes swings and gets a piece of it to stay alive. Just barely in this at-bat still, 1-2.
And as we've seen to start this inning, 3 very long at-bats for each of the hitters, and it's really just getting to Spinney, just trying to find that location, just unable to do it now.
Austin Spinney, opponents hitting .317 against him coming into this one. And that's his big thing, is 19 hits in 15 in the 3rd innings. 12 walks to go with it, so that whip inflated just a bit. Here's another throw over to first. The 5th of this at bat. McKenzie dives back in easily. Rogers on 3rd, McKenzie on 1st. The 1-2 to Holmes. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Spinney, his 3rd already. That was a taxing at bat and a long at bat, but an unproductive one for the Bearcats. And that'll bring up Corbin Vines, the 3rd baseman.
Yeah, Corbin Vines being another one of those transfer students coming from Galveston College and has really assumed that everyday 3rd baseman role for the Bearcats and has really shown. He's batting now on the season .263, and that defense of his at 3rd base is none other.
First pitch to Vines, line drive up the middle, and with McKenzie on the move, instead of an RBI single, it's going to be a line drive double play. Nothing you can do if you're the Bearcats. Vines hit it hard and hit it right at Franson, who will double off McKenzie. So a rough inning comes to an end with runners on 1st and 3rd and nobody out. The Bearcats are unable to push across a run. It's no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. It is still 3-0 Huskies. We'll head to the 3rd. We'll be back on 90.5 KSHU. Back here at Don Sanders Stadium for the top of the 3rd, where the Bearcats were kept off the scoreboard in the bottom of the 2nd thanks to an inning-ending line drive double play. And so the Huskies, already up 3-0, will come back. It'll be 2-3-4, Franson, Gonzalez, and Jackson to get things started.
HBU getting that scoring to open up in that 1st inning from the heart of this lineup right here. And now trying to get on Tyler Davis yet again to start this 3rd inning.
Davis so far 2 innings, 3 earned runs on 4 hits, a walk and a strikeout. 3 of those 4 hits doubles. He'll get ahead with a high fastball to Franson, 0-1.
And the 3 earned runs being half of what he's given up all season to start the year, only giving up 6 earned runs coming into today and giving up 3 in the top of the 1st.
0-1 is a slider. That pitch backs Franson up and catches the inside edge. A nasty breaking ball. Davis ahead 0-2, and that's the confidence that we want to see out of Tyler Davis that I just didn't for the first 2 innings.
Yeah, Davis finally getting settled in, being able to get that quick inning and that double play in the second, and finally just getting settled in that confidence that he needs.
0-2 slider popped foul. Nice job by Franson getting a piece of it to stay alive. Coming into today, opponents hitting .265 against Davis. He was roughed up in the first inning, did a good job of working around a leadoff runner in the second, and now trying to get through the 2, 3, 4 of this Huskies order in the third. Franson, this ball lifted to left field. That's trouble. That's going to be extra bases down into the corner. Chasing it down is Smith. He'll get it back in, and that is a stand-up double on an 0-2 count. Just a great piece of hitting from Trent Franson. More of the same. 4th 2-bagger of the day for the Huskies with nobody out in the third.
Yeah, 4 doubles on the 5 hits that they have, and just that command, just where you aren't seeing that bit of confidence finally starting to get up, but just kind of leaving a pitch over the middle of the plate and just giving up that double to lead off the top of the third.
Tyler Davis just not able to locate his fastball early on. He's throwing strikes. It's one of those odd situations. They're just not quality strikes. He's not missing barrels. He's not catching corners. And you hate to see that on an 0-2 pitch when you're already down by 3. So a runner in scoring position, nobody out for Johnny Gonzalez. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He'll lay down a bunt down the first base line. Davis picks it up fair, throws around the runner. It will roll into right field. Scampering home is Franson. Not a good decision by Tyler Davis. That ball was going to go foul. He decided to try and make a barehanded play. So it's a bunt single and a run scored on the air, 4-0 HBU.
Yeah, and it's just one of those situations where the pitcher's just trying to do a little too much, trying to make up for his mistakes, giving up those 3 runs, giving up the leadoff double, just trying to do a little bit too much, now giving up a run on that error.
I imagine that'll be ruled an infield single and a throwing error that allowed the runner to advance. And that is the official scoring. So a run on 2 hits and an error so far. Still nobody out. Run goes. This ball line to center field. Cowser charging, dives, makes the catch. Coming up, throw back to first. They will double him up. What a gun by Colton Cowser coming up off the turf. And a huge turnaround as Sam Houston gets a double play of their own. Nobody on and 2 outs. That time, Jackson the victim.
Yeah, and Colton Cowser being that everyday center fielder, that great defense, and playing a lot of third last season, and that really wasn't his primary position. Now getting moved back to center field where he knows how to play, making a very nice sliding catch there and getting that double up play.
Nobody on and 2 outs for Bina. He has one of those many doubles tonight for the Huskies. First pitch misses, ball 1. Bina's average up to .211. He doubled and scored in the first. He had those 2 RBIs to open up the scoring. Slider off the outside edge, 2-0. What a play from Colton Cowser. Jay Sirianni and the staff loved him in the outfield. They felt fortunate to be able to move him back there this year. 2-0, an excellent fastball, just unhittable outside corner at the knees. 2-1 now. Colton Cowser, known for his offense, Southland Conference Hitter of the Year, but he's just an incredible athlete all around.
Yeah, he is, and if you look at all these accolades he had going into the preseason, Golden Spike Award watch list, all SLC first team, a number of third-team All-American rankings, and the Bobby Bragan Award watch list, which is the best hitter in college baseball, all those just coming into the season, just showing how good of a baseball player he really is.
Last pitch missed low and away, so a 3-1 count. A lot of that play, Cowser, you're going to notice the dive. Fans are going to see that. They're going to see the strong throw. What you may not notice is the jump that he initially got on that ball. 3-1 pitch finds the outside edge, so Davis stays in the at-bat at 3-2. His reaction time to a ball off the bat allows him to get to hits that would otherwise fall among other center fielders. This Bearcats outfield very good, and Cowser is certainly the leader of it. You see it there, and a game changer on both sides of the ball. Davis trying to put down Bina here. This ball lifted right field, giving it a look down the first base line, and running just out of the room is Jack Rogers. So that one falls. and Bina will have another shot here on 3-2.
Yeah, that ball just being about 3 feet outside of reach for Jack Rogers. Instead, we'll extend this inning now. Count at 2-2 for Tyler Davis, just trying to get out of this inning.
Bina back in the box. Davis gets his signs from Foles. Bearcats would love to get out of this with just the 1 run allowed. We'll wind up the 2-2 slider, foul down the right field line. That'll be out of play near the Huskies bullpen. So we will tee it up once again. High pitch counts for both of these starters just in the middle of the third. Davis and Spinney both creeping up near 40 pitches. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. You hate to burn through your bullpen in the Friday night of a 3-game set, but this will eventually turn into a bullpen game. This ball grounded up the middle, giving it a chase, getting there McKenzie, but he'll just have to put it in his pocket. No play to get Bina. And so a 2-out infield single, and the Huskies have so many hits today with 2 strikes.
Yeah, they do in that play. Anthony McKenzie doing all he can, just keeping the ball in the infield, but unable to make that throw because, again, this Huskies lineup is real quick, and now that gets the runner on first with 2 outs.
For senior third baseman Cal Clark, who stands in, he had an RBI double in his first at-bat today. That average up to 333 now. First pitch from Davis is a slider that falls into the zone. Clark took it all the way, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, the Huskies already 7 hits in the first 3 innings of this game compared to the Bearcats 1.
Davis a long set, a bluff steal, a throw back behind him. Close play at first, but diving back in safely is Bina. That pitch missed low and outside to Clark. The count's 1-1. I think Bina actually had every intention of stealing on that pitch and just didn't get a great jump.
Yeah, not a great jump and a good reaction by Wes Foles to check over at first.
Bina not going. Davis back to the slider. That one doesn't break. Stays off the inside edge. 2-1 now. Kind of an odd sight here, just watching Tyler Davis not be able to put hitters away, something he's been very good at so far this season. Here's the 2-1. That slider kind of floats on the outside edge. 2-2.
Yeah, and Davis again being one of the better pitchers in this program. 17 strikeouts to only 4 walks coming into today. And again, we just haven't seen that kind of command from him and that confidence that we've seen in his 3 appearances this season.
2-2. This is a jam shot towards short. It'll be the third baseman Vines ranging over and taking it. But another run for the Huskies on 3 hits, 1 error, and a man left. It is a 4-0 game. HBU is on top, but there's plenty of time left for the Bearcats. 8-9-1. Foles, Davila, and Smith when we come back for the bottom of the third on 90.5 KSHU. Back here for the bottom of the third at Don Sanders Stadium, 4-0 HBU, and a big reason is HBU is out hitting Sam Houston 7-1, 5 of them for extra bases.
Yeah, that slugging percentage shooting off the charts today for the Huskies. And another thing is their pitcher, Austin Spinney, who has done really well for them, being able to go 2 innings, only 1 hit, in this tough lineup for the Bearcats.
We're glad you can join us for this Friday night Southland Conference opener. We want to welcome our radio listeners on 90.5 KSHU in Huntsville. We're also live on the Bearcat Sports Network YouTube with a video broadcast. Our audio also being broadcasted there. So however you're listening, thank you for spending your Friday with us. Wes Foles stands in looking to make something happen, takes a first pitch strike at the knees from Austin Spinney, who has been surprisingly impressive to say the the least tonight.
Yeah, he has, really having that command, being able to just kind of freeze up the batters of Sam Houston.
The 0-1 to Foles is an off-speed changeup that drops down out of the zone. Good eye. 1-1. Foles, the catcher tonight. The battery mate of starting pitcher Tyler Davis. Sam Houston is kind of rotated through Foles, Touche, and Gavin Johnson behind the plate. 1-1 to Foles, a jam shot towards second. Easy play for Franzen. And once again, the leadoff runner is retired for the Bearcats.
Yeah, Wes Foles just trying to get something going here in the bottom of the third. Unable to on a jam shot to the second baseman. That brings up the bottom of the order now.
It'll be Eric Davila. Kind of surprising to see him get the start against the lefty, as opposed to D. Shelton, who has played second base this year as well for the Cats and is a switch hitter. Davila pops up a bunt off the mound, and taking it himself is Spinney. Those PFPs are paying off for HBU early on, and there is a quick 2 outs and nobody on base for the top of the order.
Yeah, it is 3 pitches, 2 outs, and that's not great for the Bearcats. They want to try to get past Spinney, try to get to that bullpen, but instead 3 pitches in this inning, almost to the bottom of the third already, and that's not what you want to see with your Bearcats through the first run of their lineup.
We talked about that pitch count last inning and how it was getting up there for Spinney when a guy's dealing. A lot of times you can fall back and say, well, at least his pitch count's up there, but now 2 outs on 3 pitches doesn't help. Christian Smith squares to bunt with 2 outs, pulls it back, takes a fastball high, 1-0, so already a better at-bat for Smith than leading off the game where he was K'd up on 3 pitches.
Yeah, it is, and again, Christian Smith kind of assuming that leadoff role, not starting there when the season began, but now leading off for this team.
1-0 to Smith. That fastball just splits the zone in half. Smith takes it 1-1. Smith, hanging changeup. He lets it go, 1-2. And after those 2 takes, you got to question how well Christian Smith is seeing the ball right now out of the hand of Austin Spinney.
Yeah, you doing again. Christian Smith having that huge series 2 weeks ago, going 9 for 14, and it's kind of cooled off since then.
Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Smith, and the second 1-2-3 inning of the night for Spinney. He does a little hop off the mound. There's some swag in that HBU dugout. They lead 4-0 through 3. They're out hitting Sam Houston 7-1, and they've got 7, 8, 9. Horgan, Wayne, and Soriano due up to start the top of the 4th. We'll be back. 4-0 HBU at the Southland Conference opener from Don Sanders Stadium on 90.5 KSHU. Top of the 4th from Don Sanders Stadium. Tyler Josephson alongside Scott Morris. Kind of a surprising first 3 innings between these 2 clubs. Sam Houston trailing HBU. They've been out hit 7-1. Davis back to work. First pitch swinging, and Horgan, the DH, misses it 0-1. And when you look at the preseason picks and the conference records from last year, this game looks like it should favor Sam Houston, but it's been all Huskies early on. Here's the 0-1 from Davis, squaring to bunt. He gets it down, falls out of the crouch. A good strong throw gets him. So a 2-3 putout starts the top of the 4th inning, 1 gone.
Yeah, and it does. You look at the preseason ranking, and Sam Houston, 276 total votes, 17 first place votes, picked to win the Southland. HBU, dead last, 46 total votes.
It's a long season. Obviously, one game never really means all that much to you. It's easy to bounce back from, and this team is resilient. But you really want to pick up your conference opener at home. First pitch to Wayne finds the zone, 0-1. Wayne singled in the second. Got to the second base, was left there. That's as far as he would get. Davis into the windup, working quickly. The 0-1 is a slider that misses low and away. 1-1. We mentioned the record against HBU at home, 34-6. Earlier in this broadcast. You would like to expand upon that. This is just one of those games that if it does get down to the standings late in the end of the year, you don't want to look back on and say, man, we dropped that one. There's a slider in there for 1-2 count now. Yeah,
it does. A 3-game winning streak on HBU, and surprisingly 5-5 in their last 10 against each other, with a sweep coming 2 years ago in 2018 from the Huskies, but really just a dominant performance from Sam Houston.
Swing and a miss, and the bat goes flying down the third base line. There's the second out. Davis's second K of the game. Wayne is retired, and that will bring up Soriano. I love how Corbin Vines and HBU's third base coach did not even flinch as that bat went flying their way.
That's that baseball mentality, being ready for everything, just on your toes and just seeing a bat and knowing you're good.
So here's Soriano, a ground out in his first at bat. He chops that one foul. It's 0-1. Putting up a quick 1-2-3 inning here would go a long way for the Bearcats and for Tyler Davis's pitch count, up over 50 now.
Yeah, we'll try to get out of this inning, not giving any runs, as the Bearcats' offense has been kind of lacking since Loyola Marymount not being able to score more than 5 runs in their last 5 games.
That pitch from Davis at the knees. Soriano shaking his head. Counts 0-2. Interesting stat for Tyler Davis, whose ERA is up to 3.98 now. Hitters batting .348 against Davis with 2 outs. But not this time. The 0-2 pitch, a slider swung on and missed. So Davis makes quick work of the bottom of the Huskies' order. Back-to-back strikeouts ends the inning. Cats have 2-3-4. Cowser, Touche, Rogers coming up in the bottom of the 4th, looking for a comeback, down 4-0. We'll be right back on 90.5 KSHU. Back here at Don Sanders Stadium for the bottom of the 4th inning on a chilly night in Huntsville, but great weather for baseball. 4-0 HBU, and it's been all Huskies early on. 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Sam Houston, no runs on 1 hit and an error, but 2-3-4 coming up, the strong part of this Bearcats lineup.
Yeah, it is. Colton Cowser, Trent Touche, and Jack Rogers, 2 of those players being on the All-Southland preseason team, and they got to get something going here, down 4-0. And this game has kind of shown the momentum coming into these games. HBU winning their last game 14-4 against Prairie View A&M, and Sam Houston losing a game 9-3 against LA Tech Wednesday night in extras.
Here's the first pitch from Spinney. He gets ahead of Cowser 0-1 with a breaking ball.
Yeah, Cowser unable to get on base in this first at bat, trying to change that here.
Lefty deals lefty on lefty. Cowser grounds it to second. Couple of hops. Scooped up by Franson. Tossed on to first. So a 2-pitch out. Colton Cowser's retired, and his woes against HBU continues. Nobody on. 1 away now for Trent Touche.
Yeah, and Trent Touche having a 6-game on base streak the last 6 games. Trying to keep that up. Maybe try to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th and make it game number 7.
Spinney into the windup. His first pitch to Touche is a changeup that just stays up. 1-0. Southland Conference Baseball opener. Bearcats baseball, not the only program opening Southland play today. Softball as well on the road at Northwestern State. That pitch misses low, 2-0. So the Cats trail here 4-0. But over there, the ladies are on top 4-0 thanks to a 3-run bomb from Hunter Irvin. And that is a must-win game after the Bearcats dropped their opener earlier today 5-2. That pitch misses, so Touche is in a 3-0 count.
Good discipline here from Trent Touche, just kind of staying alive. 3-0 count now. Gonna want to watch this pitch to see if you can get on base here and start something.
Touche takes that 3-0 pitch all the way. It's 3-1 now. Spinney winds, toes the third base side of the rubber. That is a walk to Trent Touche. So with 1 out, the Cats get a man aboard thanks to the free pass, and that'll bring up Jack Rogers, who doubled back in the second.
Yeah, and that double giving his hit streak up to 11 games now. Very impressive start to this season. You're going to want to get on base here again. Runner on first, 1 out. Get something going for the Bearcats.
Trent Touche 1 for 2 this year in stolen bases. Not a huge threat to run. Jack Rogers, a disciplined hitter though. Lefty on lefty matchup. Part of me thinks if you're down 4-0, just kind of play this straight up and see what Rogers can do. There's a changeup off the inside edge that floats a little too far, so it's a 1-0 count.
Yeah, and we've seen that kind of power from Rogers. One swing of the bat, and this could be a 4-2 game.
Rogers, a good gap-to-gap hitter, uses the whole field. Here's the 1-0. You see it there, trying to go opposite field. He fouls that one off the roof of the field house. 1-1 now.
Yeah, and a pretty hefty hack there from Rogers.
Wouldn't surprise me to see Touche in motion on this 1-1 offering. Freshman McKenzie on deck. No official at bat today. He walked. 1-1. Touche bluffs it. Doesn't go anywhere. Spinney shooting the outside edge. Misses. Not the first time tonight. It looks like the junior Spinney a little frustrated with the strike zone.
Yeah, as he's been dealing through the first 3 innings and just trying to find that location and unable to start this inning, really giving that 4-pitch walk, and now down 2-1 in the count.
Check on the runner Touche at first. Spinney certainly has not been awarded much tonight behind the dish from Chuck Busey, the home plate umpire, despite his dealing so far. He's been having a tough time finding that outside corner. 2-1, long look and a throw over to first. HBU won't be the only team to try and slow down the Bearcats on the bases this year. It's a big part of their game. Not even just stealing, but extra bags when they can. That 2-1 pitch in the dirt, so Rogers is in a good hitter's count, 3-1. And if you're Austin Spinney, you're in a dangerous spot.
Yeah, you are. Jack Rogers, a very disciplined hitter, batting .386 right now on the season. And again, one swing in the bat, and he can put this one in the gap over the fence. So you got to be real careful here and not leave something over the plate.
The 3-1 to Rogers, taking all the way, so back-to-back walks. 2 men on now. Touche at second, Rogers at first, 1 out. That'll bring up Anthony McKenzie.
Yeah, McKenzie getting that walk in his first at-bat here in today's game, and just kind of got the first base runner on, and now runner in scoring position, 1 out. If you're the Bearcats, you have to do something with this.
Interesting to see how Sam Houston's going to play this with 1 out. It's not really a reason to sacrifice. McKenzie swings. That ball is lifted high in the air. The umpires call for the infield fly. It'll be caught by Clark at third. Runners will hold where they are. So a huge out for Spinney as McKenzie's retired on one pitch. He jogs back to the dugout shaking his head a little bit. And that will bring up right fielder Bryce Holmes with 2 on and 2 outs. Holmes 0 for 1 on the day.
Yeah, Holmes batting at .289 now to start the season, and really just trying to look to get something in the outfield here to try to get it on the base pass and really just open up something for the Bearcats down here 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th.
Just getting on the board at this point would feel like a win in this inning. Good curveball, lefty on lefty. Breaks to the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Holmes struck out in the second, one of 4 strikeout victims, along with 3 walks, just the 1 hit. So the Bearcats have had traffic, but most of it has been from free passes. Holmes opens up, takes a big cut there, and comes up empty, so he's now down 0-2.
And now down 0-2, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, and you just got to try to get something here. You're behind in pretty much everything except for runners in scoring position, and you just have to get on the base here right now.
Tyler Davis, the Bearcat starter, allowing an opponent average of .384 with 2 outs. Spinney, on the other hand, .125. Holmes fouls that one off over the third base dugout, so we'll see another 0-2 pitch.
And that's been a big story of today's game. You know, the Bearcats have had traffic on the base paths, but unable to do anything. And then on the other end, Tyler Davis giving up a lot of 2-out hits and walks and have really led to all this scoring.
Opponent average entering today, .317 against Austin Spinney. .286 with runners aboard. Holmes swings and misses, chases a fastball up. Spinney will come off the field nodding. He loves it. His 5th K of the day gets him out of a jam that he put himself into. Back-to-back walks, but nothing to show for it. No runs on no hits, no errors, but 2 Bearcats left on. And the Cats' total of runners left on base continues to climb as they stare a 4-0 deficit in the face. After 4, we'll be back for the top of the 5th. Tyler Davis back out to the mound for the Bearcats. We'll have the next inning when we come back on 90.5 KSHU. Back here at Don Sanders Stadium, Southland Conference opener for Sam Houston State University, welcoming the Houston Baptist University Huskies, who have come in and been aggressive against junior right-hander Tyler Davis to the tune of 4 runs on 7 hits through 4 innings. Davis will get ahead of Talbot in the top of the order here, but he has been knocked around the ballpark tonight.
Yeah, he has. Top of the 4th inning, his first 1-2-3 inning of the game, instead giving up 3 runs in the top of the 1st, 1 in the top of the 3rd, and really just trying to calm himself down and just be able to pitch the rest of this game.
Talbot is fooled on an off-speed pitch. That is a nice breaking ball from Davis. He's ahead 0-2, but as we've seen tonight, these Huskies hitters have hit well down in the count, and especially with 2 strikes.
Yeah, they have, being real aggressive in those 2 strikes, just kind of swinging out what they see, and it's really been working for them.
And so, too, a fastball off the inside edge. Davis misses his spot badly there. Catcher Wes Foles wanted that one outside. 1-2, the count to the senior center fielder. Doubled and scored in the first, grounded out to second in the second. 3rd at bat of the night, leading off the 5th inning. That one chopped towards second, charging on it, picking it up and flipping it to first is Davila. So a 1-up, 1-down start, thanks to the ground out, will bring up Franson.
Yeah, Franson 1 for 2 today. Kind of opened up that hitting for the Huskies in that first inning. Now coming up to the plate here in the top of the 5th.
Top two hitters in the Huskies order now hitting 185 and 188 respectively. First pitch fastball, 86 miles an hour. Davis gets ahead 0-1. The big bat of Johnny Gonzalez, the senior, hitting 396, is on deck. That ball laced down the third base line. It is fair past the diving Vines. Smith over to get it around first. On his way to second is Franson. The throw will come in and be cut off. And there is the second double of the night for Franson. And it has just been two bases on top of two bases for the Huskies.
Yeah, it is double number 6 there for the Huskies. And if you're Tyler Davis, that's not what you want to see. Giving up those hits is rough enough, but all them being extra base hits, now a runner in scoring position with one out to bring up the senior, Johnny Gonzalez, who's batting that 396, and it's just not a great situation here for Davis in this 5th inning.
Davis a pop up to third in the first, singled in the 3rd inning, so he's had a quiet night so far. First pitch off speed misses away, 1-0. And this might be another situation where Gonzalez doesn't see anything great to hit. Last time they did that, though, Jackson made him pay for it on deck. Here's the 1-0. That pitch outside as well. 2-0 after a couple of pitches that aren't close.
And again, just trying to pitch around him. Don't want to give up anything big, but like you said, Jackson last time at the bat able to produce some runs. So you just have to be careful at any part of this heart of the lineup, as the next batter's batting 316, which is not much worse than the current batter right now.
Gonzalez, Jackson, Bina behind them has been big tonight. He's 2 for 2. Another pitch well outside, 3-0, and not a competitive pitch yet to Gonzalez.
No, and if you're Davis, I think you just kind of want to let the runner get on first. Don't pitch anything, leave it over the plate, and now you have force outs at all bases of all the bases.
If I'm HBU, I'm definitely green-lighting Gonzalez here if he wants it on 3-0. He does not. He just stands there. He was actually walking out of the box on that delivery. It's a strike on the inside edge. It's 3-1. Gonzalez wasn't going to swing at that pitch if it was set on a tee for him. 3-1, Davis checks Franson at second, kicks and deals. That one catches his own as well, so from 3-0, Davis battles his way back to a full count.
Yeah, and Davis really coming back in a scary at-bat here with giving up that double just the bat before. Now 3-2 count, fighting back here on this one.
Time is called by Gonzalez as he steps out. Todd Jackson, the junior catcher, waits on deck. Davis set now. Checks Franson for a 3rd time. Kicks and deals. This ball is popped up. Davis heading over. He'll be called off by the first baseman Rogers, who will take it in foul territory. So a big out, number 2. And a big threat set down. And now it'll be Todd Jackson standing in. It was Jackson who was pitched around in the 1st inning. He walked and eventually scored on an extra base hit from Bina. He now has a runner in scoring position here with 2 outs. And we'll see if Tyler Davis pitches him a little bit more aggressively. Officially 0 for 1 on the day. That ball jam shot. Davis off the mound, under it, and makes the catch. So a good job working around the double. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 Husky left on base. But most importantly, a 0 put up in the top of the 5th by Tyler Davis. Cats need to get their offense going. It will be Vines, Foles, and Davila, 7, 8, 9, when we come back for the bottom of the 5th on 90.5 KSHU. back here at Don Sanders Stadium for the bottom of the fifth. 4-0 HBU. Sam Houston just one hit through 4 innings. We mentioned earlier a 6-5 non-conference record, so a winning non-conference season, but that's a little bit misleading.
Yeah, it is a 3-game losing streak right now, losing to LA Tech on Wednesday and losing a series in Louisiana against Lafayette, winning that first game actually and losing the next 2 in games that really weren't that close, and one of them being up 4-0 in that Sunday game and losing that lead and blowing that game 7-5. And that's kind of just been the story here for the Bearcats, just kind of games that they can win, but just unable to, going to UT, being up 1-0 in that game and losing that one 4-1.
One thing this Bearcats team is good at, though, is battling back. They will have to claw their way from behind, down 4-0 in the 5th. If they want to get back into this one. Austin Spinney, however, could not be more comfortable on the mound. A fastball to Corbin Vines for strike 1 to start the home half of the 5th.
Yeah, Spinney giving up the 1 hit and through 4, which is real difference compared to his average that he gives up against batters. And the walks has been a real big thing for him this season, giving up 15 now with 3 today, but has really been able to work around them.
1-1 after the high fastball. Swung on and missed. Fastball on the outside corner. 1-2, and an interesting approach here as Spinney goes back-to-back heaters to start this at bat.
Yeah, not a velocity guy, but really just kind of pound it to him, having all that confidence and just going right at the batters.
There's an off-speed pitch, swung on and fouled back over the first base dugout onto the empty hill by Bowers Boulevard. 1-2 the count. First of 3 games. We mentioned earlier we will have a broadcast this entire weekend. First pitch tomorrow at 3 p.m., Sunday at 1 o'clock. 1-2 fouled off to almost the exact same spot. So good job by Corbin Vines protecting the outside corner. And if I'm Spinney here, this is where I go back to the inside fastball and try and jam him.
Yeah, I think so. Getting that inside called from the home plate umpire all night, and that's what you want to do. It worked. Got him up in this 1-2 count and should go back to that one.
And there it is. Fastball on the inside edge, and he got him looking. Corbin Vines goes down a backwards K. And that's how the home 5th starts for the Bearcats. Nobody on. 1 away now for Wes Foles after Spinney's 6th strikeout of the game.
Yeah, and the strikeouts now up to 19 coming into today with only 13. And that strikeout to walk ratio is not great. 19 strikeouts to 15 walks, but he's really just been dealing today.
6 Ks to 3 walks today. Slow grounder from Foles, picked up on a couple of hops by Clark at third. He'll throw across the diamond for the 5-3 putout, and a quick 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up Eric Davila in the 9-hole. Lefty hitting freshman 0 for 1 on the day, hitting .263.
Yeah, and Austin Spinney really coming in only at 68 pitches right now when he had 40-something through 3 innings, and now only at possibly 7 pitches through 5, and that's just not what you want to see, those quick innings that he's been getting.
First pitch to Davila is a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1. Spinney came into the day with an ERA over 7. It's now sub 5.5. Here's the 1-0. Fastball inside edge for a strike. 1-1 the count to Davila, who wears number 1, standing on the left side. Fastball swung on a miss. Davila's behind the 83-mile-an-hour heater. 1-2 now.
Yeah, and Spinney in his element right now, 125 average against with 2 outs. And once he's gotten those first 2 batters out, he's really just not let anything up.
Whip down to 175, the 1-2, and that catches his forearm. Catcher Todd Jackson trying to talk it over with the umpire, but that is going to be a hit by pitch. So a 2-out base runner for the Bearcats. Davila does his job and gets on now, and we'll see if Christian Smith can turn his day around 0 for 2 with a couple of punch-outs.
Yeah, trying to avoid that golden sombrero, try to get the ball in play, and just try to get something going, as we've said each inning here. Still 1 hit through 4 2/3, and if you're the Bearcats, that's not how you're going to be able to win this game.
First pitch to Smith. Change-up outside corner, called a strike. 0-1. Davila, 1 stolen base attempt this season. He was successful. This would be a low-risk situation to try and steal. Either he gets in a scoring position as he throws over to first. Spinney thinking the same thing. Even if he's thrown out, you have the top of your order to lead off the sixth. So not really a huge reason not to run here if you can get a good read on Spinney. Cats have one stolen base today. It was Rogers who swiped third earlier. Slide step from Spinney, lifted down the right field line. This is going to be trouble if it stays fair, and it does not. It lands foul. So an 0-2 count to Christian Smith. When you have 2 strikeouts on the day, a ball like that could turn things around, and when that blooper fell foul, you saw the frustration on Smith's face as he has to walk back to an 0-2 count. Yeah, he was just fighting that jammed ball, almost got that bloop single, would have definitely gotten Davila to third, and instead has to walk back to the batter's box, down 0-2 in the count. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Smith. Davila on at first. I would probably send Davila here, hoping that Smith either puts the ball in play or watches a changeup in the dirt. Davila not going. It's a high fastball from Spinney. 1-2. Yeah, and a good thing that he didn't steal on that one, that high fastball, giving that jump to the catcher, and it would have really given him that advantage. Good call from HBU. Either you get the chase or the runner's moving. Now on a 1-2 count, we'll see if Davila runs. Long pause and a throw over to first. We've seen 3 or 4 different moves from Spinney going to first base today. A couple different leg kicks, a slide step. And that seems to be a part of his play. Just kind of throw the runners off their motion and just try to catch them off guard. Here's the 1-2. Davila is going. It's another high fastball, though. Good throw down. And he's out. Caught stealing. So it'll be Christian Smith who will get a fresh slate to lead off the 6th, but that is how the bottom of the 5th comes to an end. So no runs on no hits, no errors. The hit by pitch erased by the caught stealing, so nobody left on. 4-0, just 1 hit through 5 for the Bearcats. We'll be back top of the 6th, 5, 6, 7 due up for HBU on 90.5 KSHU. Don Sanders Stadium here on this Friday night Southland Conference opener between the Sam Houston State University Bearcats and the HBU Huskies, and it has been all Huskies. 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors, no runs on just the 1 hit and an error for Sam Houston through 5, and that's how we have gotten to a 4-0 HBU lead. Yeah, we have. Just real good from HBU on all ends of the field. Pitching has been great from Austin Spinney. They're batting 6 doubles and 8 hits, and the Bearcats having 1 hit through 5. Not ideal. Senior right fielder Brandon Bena stands in 2 for 2. First pitch swing in, fly ball right field. Holmes in his tracks, and a 1 pitch out for Tyler Davis, and that's how you want to start the 6th. Yeah, it is. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now at 69 pitches for Tyler Davis, and you just kind of want to calm down. Make sure you don't run through your bullpen, as this is the opening game of a 3-day series. So you want to try to get as much out of Tyler Davis as you can, as he has settled down since that first inning. So a 1 pitch out here. That'll bring up Clark. He takes a slider low and away for ball 1. Clark, a senior third baseman, 1 for 2 on the day, an RBI double in the first, popped up to third in the third. Batting here now for the 3rd time in the 6th. Clark squares to bunt, pulls back, takes a strike, 1-1. Yeah, and Clark got that average up to 318 on the season. Another one of these HBU batters who has their average above 300. And if you look through this lineup, it's very impressive in the hitters to start this season. 1-1 to Clark. Got him out in front of a slider. Good breaking ball there from Davis. 77 miles an hour. Puts him ahead in the count 1-2.
Yeah, and that might be the best slider we've seen from Davis today, just catching that outside corner. Gets the batter to swing and miss, now up in the count 1-2.
1-2. Fastball got him looking. Punched him out with the heater and a backwards K. So a one-pitch flyout and a strikeout as Tyler Davis starts the 6th inning about as well as you can. And there's 2 gone now for Horgan.
Yeah, the freshman 0 for 2 today, coming up to bat. In his little play, does have 6 hits on the season with a .545 average in his small play. And trying to get something going for the Huskies here with 2 outs in the bottom of the top of the 6th.
First pitch fastball inside edge at 89. Tyler Davis getting a little more velocity here in the 6th inning than we saw earlier. He's ahead 0-1. 0-1 squares to bunt, and he misses over the top of a slider. 0-2 now. HBU has been willing to square around in any count tonight, but they haven't had a lot of success getting anything down. Base is empty, no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Davis into the line. On the ground towards first. Rogers comes up, plays it in front of the bag. That's a nice job, and it is ruled foul by the home plate umpire. Slow call there from Rusty coming out from behind the plate, so we'll tee up the 0-2 pitch again. Nice job by Rogers working around the bag, realizing that ball was tailing and trying to get to it, but I think that was a good call.
Yeah, it was, but a good heads-up play there from Jack Rogers, just trying to keep it in play end this inning, but instead brings back the 0-2 count for the hitter.
So another 0-2 pitch. That's going to get down into right center field. Holmes will slide over and pick it up, but that is another hit with 2 strikes, this time with 2 outs, and a runner aboard now for Wayne.
Yeah, Parker Wayne coming up to bat now with a runner on first, and we go in. Tyler Davis coming up to bat, coming up for the pitch.
So no balls, no strikes, 2 outs now. Horgan on first, Wayne at the plate. Davis again into the stretch. First pitch slider catches the outside edge for strike 1.
Yeah, and that average now with 2 outs for Tyler Davis up to .348, and that's a number he's going to want to get down throughout the season if he wants to be that every Friday starter.
So over to first. Not in time, but Horgan was leaning just a little bit.
Good heads up there by Tyler Davis, trying to keep his runner on first.
The pitch misses, 1-1 the count. Davis set, deals. Lined up the middle, that will land in center field right on top of that Sam Houston logo. So back-to-back hits after 2 quick outs has the Huskies in business, and that will bring up Nathan Soriano.
Yeah, and I think that's just the story of the game so far. 2 out hits, just continuing to get on for the Huskies, now up to 10 hits on the day. Brings up the bottom of the order here, Nathan Soriano for the Huskies.
So 2 quick outs, back-to-back singles. Puts the Huskies in double digits in the hit column. 4 runs now on 10 hits through 5 2/3. Davis trying to finish off this 6th inning. First pitch slider swung on and missed. 0-1.
Yeah, in the 6th inning, that really started his way. The 1 pitch, 1 out, and getting the strikeout for the next batter and getting those 2 outs, and it looked like he was going to deal and just get out of this inning. Instead, now back-to-back hits with a runner now in scoring position for the Huskies.
This is the guy you need to get. Chase Talbot, the center fielder, waits on deck. Slider checks his swing. He's able to hold back. 1-1 now the count.
Yeah, and again, just looking for that outside edge on that slider. Instead, unable to find it. Now a 1-1 count for Soriano.
Soriano hitting .312 with runners on base, but just .182 with 2 outs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Slider swung on and missed. He threw it 3 times in a row. It's looked good every time. Do you stick with it?
I think you want to try to blow him off the plate, try to go high and inside. You've been getting that inside strike called all night, and I think you want to try to blow him off the plate and get out of this inning.
Even if you miss, you can set that pitch up and go back to that slider low and away. But Soriano has shown an inability to lay off. Here's the 1-2 with 2 outs. There is that high and inside fastball. Soriano does take it though, 2-2 now, and I think that sets up the slider.
Yeah, I think it does. He's swung and missed 2 times on it. Now a 2-2 count, and just got to try to get him out and get out of this inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on here for the Huskies. Big pitch coming for Tyler Davis. Bearcats have the top of the order due up in the bottom of the 6th. Here it is. Slider lifted center field. Cowser in his tracks. Coming over, it's Holmes that takes it, and he has it. So they work around the 2 singles. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a couple men left on. Another 0, but the Cats offense has work to do. They have 1 hit through 5, but they've got Smith, Cowser, and Touche up for the bottom of the 6th when we come back on 90.5 KSHU. Thank you, Krista. You're listening to 90.5 KSHU Huntsville. We have Bearcats baseball Southland Conference opener tonight against HBU. The Huskies struck early. They've held the lead since 4-0 thanks to extra base hits and a strong outing on the mound from Austin Spinney.
Yeah, Austin Spinney really dealing here. Still only 1 hit given up through 5 innings as the top of the order for the Bearcats comes up. And if they're going to want to try to come back in this game, they have to get something going now. This is the heart of your order, and this is exactly when you can get on top.
We thank you for joining us. We are in the bottom of the 6th now as Christian Smith steps up to the plate. He's had a rough night. He comes back up after being at bat on the caught stealing that ended the 5th inning, and he watches a changeup low and away for ball 1. Just a reminder, we also have a live video stream with our audio attached on the Bearcat Sports Network YouTube page. 1-0 pitch, popped foul, 1-1 now. Christian Smith trying to turn it around after a couple of strikeouts earlier today.
Yeah, a lot of frustration coming from Christian Smith. First 2 plate appearances being those strikeouts and almost getting that bloop hit that would have started something for him, but instead grounding out on the next pitch.
That fastball misses up. 2-1 now in the first hitter's count Smith has had tonight. 2-1 from Spinney. Smith swings right on that one, but he fouls it straight back into the screen, so it's 2-2. And when you have 2 strikeouts already and you're staring at the hat trick, 2-2 counts don't feel like they're to your advantage.
No, not at all. You've got everything against you, and you really just want to try to get something, especially in this situation. Your team's down 4-0, and you want to try to do too much, and it's just a lot of pressure on the hitter.
Spinney, the lefty, gets the grip he wants, goes with a fastball, and that one is also fouled away. So the count will hold at 2-2. Spinney, the lefty, is as far to the third base side of the rubber as he can get.
Yeah, really taking a meeting to that southpaw, just kind of reaching over that side of the pitcher's mound and really just using it to his advantage tonight.
Here's the 2-2 again. Smith, another foul ball. Smith has been behind on Spinney's fastball all night. We've talked about it. Spinney has mixed his pitches well, but he has not topped 83 miles an hour. and it's just kind of hard to understand. There's got to be something deceptive about that delivery for these right-handers because they have not been able to pick up Austin Spinney's release point.
Yeah, no, they're unable to do that, and really just, it's all that location that he's been able to do, just finding those spots and getting hitters to miss those breaking balls, and that's really worked for him tonight when he doesn't have that kind of velocity.
Spinney into his motion once again. 2-2 Smith, foul ball, same spot. That one, that 79, gets in on his hands and he fights it off, and he'll live to see a 7th pitch now.
Yeah, Smith really just battling here, just trying to get something going now. Tied up 2-2 in this count to start the bottom of the 6th inning.
2-2 high fastball, also fouled back. And now if you're Smith, you're starting to kind of move into the driver's seat, maybe making Spinney feel like he doesn't have an out pitch right now that he can get you with. He's also up over 80 pitches for the afternoon. So HBU has a couple guys stretching down in the bullpen, and if you're Sam Houston, you just want to see someone else on the mound at this point. 2-2, fouled back.
And there might be a few foul balls in that same spot as he just continues to barely catch up to those fastballs as he hits 85 miles an hour on that pitch, and Smith just continuing to stay alive.
Spinney on his 84th pitch of the evening reached back for a little something extra there and got it. Christian Smith able to fight it off. Here's another 2-2. This one down the right field line. That's going to get out of play by the Huskies bullpen. Off the light pole. Back onto the field. Count will hold at 2-2. This is what you want out of your leadoff hitter. Just grind it out. And if nothing else, every pitch Smith fights off is getting you one pitch closer to that HBU bullpen. And this is a tough decision. The Huskies are going to ride Spinney as far as they can tonight, I'm sure. Here's the 2-2 again, fouled off, same spot.
And if you're Spinney, you got to be frustrated here. You continue to just throw whatever you can and just unable to get it past him. As Smith fouls off yet another ball to stay alive in this count.
The Sam dugout is loving this at bat. They are loving what they're seeing out of their leadoff hitter right now. Another 2-2 pitch coming. Deep right field towards the corner. That's going to get caught. A diving catch in right field by Brandon Bina. Put a star next to that one in the scorebook. Brandon Bina takes what would have been 3 bases away from Christian Smith, and if that doesn't sum up this night so far for the Bearcats, I don't know what does.
Absolutely. What an excellent catch, just running back to that right field corner and just diving over his shoulder onto the warning track to get that first out of the inning, and that's as good as a catch as I've ever seen.
Houston Baptist fans might have a reason to turn SportsCenter on in the morning. What an athletic play on the warning track. Colton Cowser comes up. He lays down a bunt. Fielded, and no chance as that ball is thrown towards the dugout. He's on his way to second now, though. That ball picked up, thrown to second, and unable to be picked. So Cowser gets in as he gets tangled up with the shortstop, Soriano. Not sure what happened. I think that ball was fielded by Spinney, and he decided to try and stop his throw. And we have a conversation here between HBU's head coach and the home plate umpire, maybe asking if Colton Cowser's foot was out of the box when he made contact with that bunt.
Yeah, head coach Jared Moon of the Huskies unhappy with something there, but as he walks back to the dugout, looks like everything will stand, and there's a bunt single and an error that'll move up Colton Cowser to second, and that's the thing with Colton Cowser, is he can get it done no matter what he needs to do.
Looking at the replay, I think Houston Baptist has more than a legitimate argument. Colton Cowser's foot appeared to clearly be a foot past the front line of that batter's box, and the Huskies have every reason to be upset. But the Bearcats have a man on second now with 1 out. That brings up Trent Touche. He takes a high fastball for ball 1. And Scott, that's just a missed call. Surprised that the umpires didn't even get together to talk about that.
Yeah, no, it was a real quick conversation with the head coach, and I guess they decided to just let it go, and said leads now to Cowser being on second base instead of probably should have been out.
So a runner in scoring position. Spinney, just an inside move there to second, no throw. Cowser's back. Kauser has an exceptional ability of stealing third base, getting walking leads, reading moves, getting really good jumps. We saw Jack Rogers swipe third earlier. Kauser not going, fastball inside edge, called a strike, 1-1 now to Touche.
Yeah, just one of those underrated parts of Colton Cowser's game is that base running and being able to move up in scoring position from second to third. Something we saw a lot of last season in his freshman year, and now we'll probably see it even more this season.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Touche. Ugly swing on an off-speed pitch in the dirt, 1-2 now.
And that ball looked to fall in front of Touche, and it was just an ugly hack, and he was just trying to hold back and just unable to. Instead, now brings up the 1-2 count.
I would love to see Touche stay back and just shoot a ball into right field here. He's got that gap on the right side between first and second.
Something Touche is going to want to take advantage of as the second baseman continues to walk towards second, just trying to hold Kauser there. And if you're Touche, you kind of want to try to shoot something there, and that could open up the scoring here in this one for the Bearcats.
Huskies outfield is deep. Any ball that falls in front of them is going to be an RBI. They're not going to have a play on Kauser at home plate. Another move back towards second by Spinney.
And you got to think here, maybe they're just trying to warm up that last arm in the bullpen and just trying to delay this at bat, knowing that this is possibly Spinney's last batter.
Huskies have a right-hander getting loose. Spinney over 90 pitches now. 1-2 to Touche. Hit by pitch. And that's going to be another base runner, so the Bearcats have 2 on now. And just 1 out. And that'll bring up Jack Rogers. And so Sam Houston potentially a pitch away, a swing away from being right back into this ballgame.
Yeah, and it looks like Spinney's going to be staying out here for the power hitter Jack Rogers. And like you said, just a swing of the bat, and we've got ourselves a ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. And I don't think you could ask for a better hitter to come up in this situation now.
Spinney has not been able to retire Rogers tonight. A double in the second, a walk in the 4th. Up until Kauser's bunt single, Rogers had the only hit of the game. Now at 386, 12 RBIs. Now would be a really good time to pick up a couple more. Rogers takes a fastball on the outside edge, close to the outside edge, called a strike. He didn't like it.
Yeah, and a surprising call from what we've seen all tonight, calling that inside edge and not on the outside, when instead getting that strike call. Now down 0-1 for Rogers here.
I think that's probably Rogers' complaint is, hey, that hasn't been a strike tonight. I'm surprised to see first baseman Gonzalez playing in front of the bag. That pitch in the dirt, 1-1 now.
And the Bearcats do play a lot of small ball, but with Jack Rogers, I don't think you want to try to just sacrifice here, especially with just 1 out. Jack Rogers is looking to get a base hit and get these runners moving.
And with Franson kind of cheating towards the bag a little bit in double play depth, all Rogers has to do is pull something. He's got a lot of ground over there. Fastball up and away, 2-1. Austin Spinney showing some signs of fatigue now. This is one of those tough decisions if you're the Huskies. You would hate to pull your starter who's been dealing, get into the bullpen, and have them blow this, but also you don't want to leave him out too long and kind of put some marks on the record he's had today. He's had a very good outing. Here's the 2-1 to Rogers. That ball swung on, driven right field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's foul. Rogers just jumped out a little bit early. And the count is 2-2.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Rogers was looking for, and just pulled it a little too much foul into the Huskies bullpen, and that certainly would have been staying fair at least 2 runs. Said now 2-2 count.
Spinney comes set. Here's the 2-2 to Rogers. Holds back on a tough changeup, and the count's full.
That 66-mile-per-hour changeup, just trying to get him on that outside edge, unable to. Now full count here for the Bearcats. And if you're Jay Sirianni, do you send the runners here?
Rogers is a lefty. It's an easy shot, but you would have multiple fielders out of position. And the big question is, do you trust Jack Rogers not to look at strike 3 or swing through a pitch? I do.
Out of all the batters in this lineup, I think you do have to trust Jack Rogers here. And I think you do send those runners.
You're down 4-0. You don't have anything to lose. Sometimes you got to take a chance to get back into a ball game. There's an inside move. Cowser read that perfectly.
Yeah, just being the smart base runner he is and just making sure he's not leading too far off.
Set again. Full count, 1 out. Runners do not go. Rogers fouls it off.
A good job there by Rogers, just staying alive. 3-2 count. Best opportunity the Bearcats have had all night. Runners on first and second with 2 outs, or with 1 out.
This inning started with the 11 pitch at bat by Smith. He was robbed. The only out of the inning was on a deep fly ball to right field. Then a bunt single and a throwing error put Cowser at second. Touche was hit by a pitch. Rogers in the box now with a full count. Swing and a drive, foul. Long at bat now for Rogers.
And that ball fouled back to the field house as that one rolls down the roof. And again, 3-2 count for Jack Rogers, just staying alive here. Again, best opportunity the Bearcats have had. And really the only out, they could have the bases loaded, but the out instead, an amazing play in right field.
Cowser checked on again. He scampers back into second. Cowser has scored 13 runs this year. It's the highest in this starting lineup, highest on this Bearcats team. Jack Rogers, the potential to make it 14 for Cowser and get his club on the board. Another full count offering. Runners do go, and it's a strikeout. But Cowser is safely into third, so the runners move up. Jack Rogers caught looking on a fastball at the knees. But a good aggressive call makes it second and third and 2 outs for Anthony McKenzie.
Yeah, and that strikeout low at the knees, and it's real close. They call him looking on that strikeout, but the runners do move up now, and a good decision by Coach Jay Sirianni, being able to move the runners up now, both in scoring position, as it looks like Spinney's going to have to finish out this inning, as the Huskies are going to leave him in.
Yeah, their bullpen's gotten a little bit quieter down there. That strikeout was his 101st pitch of the night. Pitch 102 is ball 1 to Anthony McKenzie.
Yeah, and a pitcher who has started 4 games this season, only 15 1/3 innings, now up to 102 pitches, and that's got to be some strain on your arm.
Up over 20 pitches now in the inning. The 1-0 is an off-speed pitch just left high. That's never a good sign when you're over 100 pitches. 2-0 the count to McKenzie.
Yeah, and I think you can see that bit of fatigue from the pitcher Spinney, as he's just kind of leaving breaking balls. They're not breaking as much. That velocity's gone down a little bit, and I think you can see that fatigue finally catching up to him.
Spinney, the lefty, deciding to go out of the windup with Cowser kind of creeping down the line. It's now a 3-0 count.
Yeah, and you'd have to think by now this would have to be the last batter now. 3 straight balls. That tough at bat, one batter before, if you're Spinney.
The Bearcats have had traffic all night, despite just the 2 hits. 3-0 pitches in there for a strike. 3 walks, a couple hit batters. Sam Houston's had their chances. They've been out hit 10-2. McKenzie was one of those base runners. He walked in the second, popped out in the fourth. Takes a strike on 3-1. Count runs full with 2 outs. Touche on at second. Cowser on at third. 106 pitches for Spinney. Pitch 107 is going to be huge. He's into the windup. Mackenzie waits. Payoff pitch. Swung on, chopped towards second. 2 hops fielded on to first to complete the 4-3 putout. HBU's dugout is pumped up. So is Spinney. He's through 6 strong. No runs on 2 hits. And an inning slips away from the Bearcats as they leave runners on at second and third. We've played 6 full. 3 to go. Top of the 7th. 4-0 Houston Baptist when we come back on 90.5 KSHU. Six innings have come and gone here at Don Sanders Stadium in the Southland Conference opener. Bearcats baseball, no runs and just 2 hits through the first 6. The Huskies have been all over starter Tyler Davis. 4 earned runs, 10 hits through 6 innings, but he is back out to start the 7th. 86 pitches so far tonight. Gotta figure we will see a new pitcher for HBU after the 7th inning stretch. First pitch is popped foul to the top of the order. Chase Talbot, the center fielder, who's 1 for 3. He doubled and scored in the first. He's grounded out a couple of times since then. An extraordinary job of working out of the bottom of the 6th. 107 pitches for Austin Spinney. Davis deals pitch number 88, and it's fouled back as well, so a quick 0-2 count. Houston Baptist hitting .385 today. Sam Houston as a team hitting .111. Here's the 0-2 from Davis. Fastball just misses up and in. Good spot. 1-2 though. Good take by Talbot.
And it looked like the pitch Davis wanted, just trying to be able to catch the batter off guard, down 0-2 and just trying to find something there instead of 1-2 count.
Here is the 1-2. Swung on a miss. Got on a fastball. Pitch number 90. And it is the 5th K of the day for Tyler Davis. Talbot set down for the 3rd time. And that'll bring up Franson 2 for 3 on the day. Bases empty, 1 out.
Yeah, and if you do look past that first inning, giving up those 3 runs, Davis has been able to settle in, be able to kind of calm it down, only giving up 1 run throughout that. But, just giving up that first inning, those 3 runs, has really come to bite the Bearcats now since their offense has been unable to take any opportunity they've been given.
Squares to bunt, popped up, diving at third and unable to get it. That ball is foul. Good effort there by Vines. 0-1 the count to Franzen. 2 for 3 on the day. One of the few Huskies in the first inning to make it out, but he has doubled twice since then in the 3rd and the 5th.
Yeah, and if you're Davis, you got to remember that and make sure to keep him contained. When a hot hitter gets that kind of streak, you don't want to let them continue that.
Action in the Bearcats bullpen. Tyler Davis over 90 pitches now. Here's the 0-1 count. Swung on. Yes, he did. 0-2.
Yeah, just that breaking ball away, getting Franzen to swing at that one and miss, and now up in the count 0-2 yet again.
Franzen now back in the box. Davis quickly into his windup. The 0-2 offering. Elevated fastball does its job. He pops it up to second. Davila has a read on it, and he'll put it away. So 2 up, 2 down for the Huskies. That'll bring up Gonzalez with the bases empty.
Yeah, the senior Gonzalez 1 for 3 on today. Best hitter in this lineup, batting .389 right now. 21 hits, 8 RBIs for Gonzalez. And now 2 outs, and this is where Davis has struggled. And you're going to want to get that final out and possibly your last batter of this game.
First pitch laced down the line. That is past Jack Rogers' glove. We'll wait and see the official ruling. That ball was scorched. Gonzalez first pitch swinging. They will give Rogers an error. And that'll be a base runner with 2 down now for Todd Jackson.
Yeah, just a good piece of hitting there. Just a line drive at the first baseman from Gonzalez. Not waiting on anything. First pitch, just swinging. And able to lace it down and get on base with 2 outs here.
Jackson stands in 0 for 2. He did walk and score a run in the first inning. First pitch slider taken off the outside edge. There's another slider, much better on the inside corner. 1-1 the count now.
Yes, Davis is trying to just locate those pitches, just get out of this inning with no more damage.
Time called as Gonzalez will tie his shoe at first base. Davis was very close to finishing off a 1-2-3 top of the 7th, but the E3 has put Gonzalez aboard now. That slider hits Jackson, so now without the benefit of a hit, the Huskies have 2 on and 2 outs, and that might run Tyler Davis from this game.
Yeah, Coach Jay Sirianni coming out to talk to Davis, and you can see a bit of frustration there from Tyler Davis as he throws the ball to the ground.
And that will do it. Tyler Davis will leave to a round of applause from the Bearcat fans, but not the start that Tyler Davis wanted to open up Southland Conference play. He'll get through 6 2/3 and be responsible for those 2 runners. So we have a new arm coming in, 2 on, 2 outs, top of the 7th. We'll be right back with information on the new pitcher on 90.5 KSHU. Back here, top of the 7th, Huskies 2 on and 2 outs. It'll be Lance Lusk, the junior righty, tasked with getting out of this jam.
Yeah, Lusk 2-0 on the season, coming out of that bullpen with a .68 ERA, 14 strikeouts to only 3 walks, and 13 1/3 innings pitched. And he's really been one of those middle relievers that they've been able to rely on, and especially in a game like this where Tyler Davis was able to go 6 2/3, eat out an inning or 2 from Lusk, and he'll be ready for the rest of the series.
Lance Lusk has been good this year. Big overhand motion, good velocity, a good changeup, kind of a jerky motion. So 2 quick outs this inning, then an error on Jack Rogers and a hit by pitch on a slider put Gonzalez at second, Jackson at first, and it will bring up the hot bat of senior right fielder, Brandon Bina, 2 for 3 on the day, and he's a big reason that HBU had the first inning that they did.
Yeah, not just that, but the amazing catch last inning to get the first out on Christian Smith. And coming up to the plate now, 2 for 3 today, that amazing diving catch. He's got all the confidence in the world. He's all hyped up. And if you're Lance Lusk, you know you've got to get this one out to give your team a chance in this game.
So Lusk into the stretch. He dangles that right arm straight down towards the ground. Now he comes set. Checks the runner. Kicks and deals first pitch. Changeup stays high. Ball 1.
Yeah, changeup that just didn't break enough. Close to the top of the zone. Unable to fight it. Instead, now down 1-0 in the count.
2 on, 2 out for the Huskies. Sam Houston trailing 4-0. They will have Bryce Holmes, Corbin Vines, and Wes Foles, 6, 7, 8 due up in the bottom of the 7th. Slider up and in, 2-0.
You know, just looks like that release point is just a little too soon here for Lusk as he's coming out of the bullpen, as we've seen both of his first 2 pitches be high.
Good fastball from Lusk there on the inside edge. 2-1. It's a deceptive 89 miles an hour from Lusk. He really jumps out towards the plate.
He does that kind of motion with his throwing and getting that 89 miles an hour, but it looks a lot faster when you're in that hitter's box.
2-1 the count to Bina. On the ground towards second. That is through. Holmes is going to come up and fire to the plate. Here's the relay, the catch, and the tag not in time. Gonzalez scores. HBU pushes their lead out to 5, and that is Bina's 3rd RBI of the evening.
Yeah, it is 3 for 4 now. The hot hitter getting that single past the first baseman and scoring another run. A close play at the plate, but unable to reel it in is Wes Foles. And now gives the Huskies a 5-0 lead here in the top of the 7th. And if you're the Bearcats, you couldn't have seen this kind of game coming.
That run will be charged to Tyler Davis. It will be an unearned run, though, after the E3 earlier in this inning. Davis still responsible for Gonzalez at second. It'll bring up Clark, the third baseman. Fastball stays high, ball 1. Clark 1 for 3.
Yeah, the senior batting 3 of 4 now on the season. 7 hits, 2 RBIs. It has really been one of the quieter hitters in today's lineup for the Huskies.
Not the ideal way to start conference play if you're Sam Houston. This ball fouled off. 1-1 the count now. If you're Lance Lusk, just get out of this. Forget about that run you just gave up. Give your boys a chance to get to the dish and claw their way back. Still have 9 outs to play with.
And as we've seen from this team, being able to come in from behind, like in Lafayette being down 4-0 and winning that game 5-4 in extra innings, this team has a lot of fight in it, and if they can get just this last out, they could show that bit of fight here in this conference opener.
1-1 to Clark. Lifted left field. That ball's deep. That is trouble. That's going to score 1. That should score 2. Relay coming in. Cut off. Throw to the plate by McKenzie. This head first slide. Not in time. He is safe. Jackson scores. Bina scores. Huskies blow it open 7-0.
You know, with that, that'll close the stat line for Tyler Davis as that runner scores from second and another one scores, as it's now 7 runs on 12 hits for the Huskies compared to the Bearcats' 2 hits. And the Bearcats have to get something going here, get this final out, as that's double number 7 on today on the 12 hits. And just everything that could go wrong for the Bearcats pretty much has in this game.
So a fresh count, runner at second. That brings in Horgan. He squares to bunt, and it is foul, 0-1.
Good bunt there from Horgan. Again, one of those speedy freshmen on this Huskies lineup, just trying to get on base, just kind of keep that ball rolling for the Huskies, as it seems everything's been able to be working for them tonight.
Lusk comes set at his chest, kicks and deals the 0-1 in the dirt. Good stop by Foles, 1-1.
Yeah, and that real inside fastball, just trying to catch that inside edge, unable to do it. Now a 1-1 count here for Horgan.
Long pause, another check on the runner. Here's the 1-1. Inside edge slider, 1-2. Nice pitch. Horgan didn't love it. He steps out, takes a couple of cuts. Lusk now a pitch away from getting out of this.
Yeah, Lusk just got to kind of close the floodgates here, giving up the 3 runs in this inning now. Just trying to get this last out up in the count 1-2 on the hitter.
Fastball chopped foul. Horgan stays alive.
And Horgan just barely catching up to that fastball on the inside edge, jamming him up real bad, fouling it to the backstop, then keeps the count at 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Clark on at second. Lusk deals to Horgan. Chopper towards short. McKenzie fields it. He's not going to have a play. He will throw it. It's not in time. Runners on the corners. Infield single. Huskies stay alive. 2 on, 2 out now for Wayne, who's 2 for 3.
Yeah, and that short chopper to the shortstop, Anthony McKenzie, just unable to make a play. Close at first, but just not in time now. Runners on the corners here for the Huskies with 2 outs and just continuing to produce with 2 outs, whether it's getting hits or walks or whatever. And that's just really where they've done their damage. It was with 2 outs. Now bringing up Parker Wayne here at the bottom of the lineup, batting 8th.
First pitch, slider outside, 1-0. "13 hits now on the day for HBU, their second 3-run frame of the game. 3 in the first, 1 in the third, another 3 here in the 7th for insurance. HBU looking to close this one out. 1-0 from Lusk. Fastball fouled off. 1-1 to the left fielder, Wayne.
Another one of those inside fastballs that comes off the mound at 88, but really looks a lot quicker with that quick release from Lance Lusk.
One chopped foul weakly down the third base line. 1-2 now. Soriano stands on deck, one of only 2 Huskies without a hit in the starting lineup today. The other one, their cleanup hitter, Todd Jackson. Kind of unusual to see when your lineup is tallied 13 knocks. Lusk 3 hits and earned run. Has not yet gotten an out. That ball in the dirt. Foles a good stop there. 2-2 now.
Yeah, that ball bouncing in front of home plate and just a real late delivery from Lusk. And if after this inning, you know he's got to be kind of thrown off his rhythm, just trying to find something, and just really hasn't been able to get it done.
Two pitch. Slider. Got him looking. Lusk finally able to stop the bleeding, but not before 3 Huskies cross home plate. 3 runs on 3 hits, an error, 2 left on. 7-0 HBU as we head to the 7th inning stretch, and I cannot believe it, but Austin Spinney is heading back out to the hill for the bottom of the 7th. We will be back after this break on 90.5 KSHU. Thank you, Krista. Back here at Don Sanders Stadium, Tyler Josephson alongside Scott Morris on this Friday evening of Sam Houston baseball, of Southland Conference baseball, and the conference opener is not going the way that the Bearcats envisioned because they ran into junior lefty Austin Spinney, who 107 pitches and 6 frames later is still on the mound.
Yeah, and Austin Spinney coming into today 0-4, 7.04 ERA, has probably pitched the game of his life. Conference opener, 6 innings of 2-hit baseball. Are you kidding me?
Spinney has been nothing short of extraordinary. It'll be Bryce Holmes trying to get to the lefty here to start the 7th. and spark a little bit of a rally for the Bearcats. Spinney goes right after him, 80 mile an hour on the inside, half of the plate for strike one. And this game is just the epitome of how baseball is not played on paper. The team matchup, the starting pitcher matchup, these lineups. Holmes lifts it, shortstop backpedaling, Soriano under it, makes the grab. 6 1/3 now for Spinney. And this game, not what anyone expected. Credit HBU. They came out swinging, and Austin Spinney has been untouchable.
Yeah, they have real aggressive to start this game, and that's really what got it going for them, getting those 3 runs in the first inning on a lot of first and second pitch swings. And Austin Spinney really just pitching out of his mind today, and just being able, even without that velocity, still being able to find them strikeouts and locate the ball real well.
Corbin Vines takes the first pitch, splits the plate at 79 miles an hour, 0-1 the count. Surprised at some of the pitches these Bearcat hitters have let go today. This team usually is aggressive early in counts. Vines fouls a changeup back off the net. Now it's 0-2. Spinney showing no signs of fatigue after resting and seeing his team put up 3 runs in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, getting that little bolt of energy. Probably his last inning, but who knows? We keep saying that, and he continues to pitch. As he's on pitch number 110 right here.
A pitch high. Backs Vines off the plate. 1-2 now.
And HBU really just having everything go their way, and is just going to try to get out of this inning with their starting pitching. And this isn't how we expected the game to go, having 43 pitches through 3 innings, and really just looking like it would have been a bullpen game for both teams, and that hasn't been the case.
1-2 pitch misses up and in. 2-2. HBU 3-10 so far this year. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Vines reaches. Gives Spinney another K, his 8th of the night. So he continues to deal 2 up, 2 down. HBU, how about this for a stat? 3-10 on the year. 0-10 when scoring less than 7 runs in a game. 3-0 when scoring 7 or more. And that's what they have done here tonight.
Yeah, they have. When you put up 7 runs, I think it's pretty much a recipe for a win. And that's exactly what they did. 7 runs now, 13 hits, and again, can't ask for a better start or a better play from your team if you're the Huskies.
West Falls watches a fastball down the middle, 0-1. Pitch number 116, changeup down low, 1-1. HBU has a couple guys stretching, but no one really throwing in the bullpen. One misses up high. 2-1. Spinney really hasn't, not a huge velo guy to begin with, but hasn't lost a lot of velocity.
Yeah, constantly staying at about 83, 84, in that kind of low 80 range for his fastball.
2-1 to Falls, inside edge, or at least close enough to it. 2-2 now. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Base is empty. Davila stands on deck. Top of the order to follow. 2-2, chop towards third. Clark charges. Gets it on a hop, throws low, picked at first base by Gonzalez. That'll end the inning. Cats go 1-2-3. Austin Spinney, 117 pitches, has been through 7 shutout innings of 2-hit ball. We go to the 8th. Bearcats trail HBU 7-0. They're down to their final 6 outs here on 90.5 KSHU. Top of the 8th inning, Huskies back up to the plate. They've enjoyed their time in the batter's box today to the tune of 7 runs on 13 hits through the first 7 innings. It'll be Lance Lusk still on the mound. He came in a third of an inning, 3 hits, 1 earned run, a strikeout, gave up a double, and there has been a lot of extra base hits tonight for this Huskies lineup that is not looking like a 3-10 ball club.
Yeah, not at all. Really looking like one of the better teams, and maybe the Huskies are trying to say something, being picked last in the preseason polls for the Southland, and maybe coming out here trying to make a statement, trying to have their first winning season in quite a long time.
I think since 2007.
2013 and 2015 being their last 500 seasons, and nothing else since 2007. So only 4 winning seasons in 14 years, and maybe they're trying to prove something this season.
Credit the Huskies lineup, their coaching staff, and we cannot say it enough. Austin Spinney, who barring anything has been the player of the game easily today. Lance Lusk does get ahead of Nathan Soriano, the shortstop, who's 0 for 3. So he's a 0-1 count after that fastball.
Yeah, Soriano being one of the 2 hitters in this lineup, not with a hit today, and I think he's got to be given a little something from his team, knowing he's one of the few people who hasn't gotten on the board.
0-2 the count now to Soriano. He and Todd Jackson are the only Huskies that have been held hitless today. .250 average on the season now for Soriano. Fastball up and in, taken 1-2 now. 89 on that pitch from Lusk.
And Lusk just trying to blow it past him, trying to get him swinging on a high fastball, up 0-2 in the count. Just a little too high for Soriano, and just kind of watches it as the count runs at 1-2.
Into the windup. Here's the 1-2 from Lusk. Outside corner changeup. Got him looking. Soriano now 0 for 4 on the day. That's his second strikeout. Lusk picks up his second strikeout, and the lineup turns over now with the bases empty and 1 out for Chase Talbot.
Yeah, and if you're the Bearcats, you just kind of want to make sure you get the bleed in a stop, just kind of get out of these innings and make sure you don't give up any other runs.
Lusk a long look in. Now stands upright, gets the sign he wants. Finally into the windup. Chase Talbot swings through a fastball on the outside edge for the first pitch, 0-1. Lusk relieved Tyler Davis, who didn't have the day that he was hoping to have against HBU.
Yeah, final stat line after last inning results, 6 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 6 runs, only 3 of them being earned, only 1 walk with 5 strikeouts. But when you look at the box score, those 6 runs are really what's going to be do it for them.
Slider from Lusk catches the bottom of the zone, 0-2 now to Talbot.
And the big number that stands out, 5 extra base hits on those 10 hits. And that's really what's going to come back to hurt you when you get those runners in scoring position just off of the bat. It's really going to come back and hurt you.
0-2 from Lusk. On the ground, second base, sliding in Strella right field. Coming up and throwing is Davila. And the throw is in the dirt. Rogers unable to make the pick. I don't think he had him anyway. That should be a single for Talbot. We'll wait on the official scoring.
Second baseman number 4, Trent Franson.
It'll be Franson stepping into the box. No official word yet on that last play. Franson 2 for 4 on the day. They do award a single to Talbot, so that will be the 14th hit by HBU. Another hit with 2 strikes. Franson fouls the first pitch off, 0-1.
Yeah, and the Huskies have really taken advantage of being down 2 strikes or 2 outs, have really been when they've shined and just been able to get something going. And just, it's that aggressive mentality that they've had all game, and it's just really just caught the Bearcats off guard.
Ross kicks and deals on 0-1. Slider off the outside edge. Good take by Franson. 1-1 now. Talbot on at first. You mentioned earlier 4 for 4 in stolen bases. Not expecting him to go anywhere in a 7-0 game. He takes off, though. This is a hit and run back up the middle. McKenzie gets the out at second, on to first. 6-4-3, inning double play with the runner in motion. Nice job by the Bearcats to get out of it and work around the one-out single. So no runs on a hit, no errors, nobody left on. Heading to the bottom of the 8th. And Austin Spinney is back on his way to the mound. 119 pitches through the first 7 frames. 2 hits allowed. Can the Bearcats put a crack in Spinney's armor? We'll be back. 6 outs to go. 7-0 HBU on 90.5 KSHU. Bottom of the 8th inning, and nothing has changed on the mound for HBU. Austin Spinney, 7 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 8 Ks, 3 walks, 119 pitches, and he will toe the rubber for this 8th inning. Leading it off, Eric Davila, 9-1-2 for the Bearcats.
Yeah, and you have to think, if you're Eric Davila, doesn't matter how you get on base, but you have to. 6 outs to go in this one, and you just have to get something going. You don't want to get shut out at home in your conference opener.
Davila squares to bunt and fouls it away. 0-1. Cats just trying to get a base runner against Spinney, who has an absolute gem of a performance to open up conference play.
Yeah, currently at 7 innings of 2-hit baseball with 8 strikeouts and only 3 walks.
Here's the 0-1 to the second baseman, Davila. He'll wear it, and he's aboard. Pitch number 121 is a hit batter. We'll see if that prompts HBU to make a move. It does not. The Huskies will hold strong with Spinney, who has had good success against Christian Smith, who's coming up top of the Bearcats order. Runner on first, nobody out. 2 Ks and a fly out to right for Smith. One of the many Bearcats that have been held hitless in this one. Spinney slide step deals fastball up high, 1-0.
Yeah, and on that pitch, it looks like another bullpen arm for the Huskies is starting to warm up again, and I think this might be the end for Austin Spinney if he can't get this out.
One 1-0 count. Christian Smith, right field. That ball slicing, and that's going to get out of play into the bullpen. 1-1 now.
Yeah, and what we've seen from Christian Smith with his night, he has tried to go a lot of opposite field, as we saw back in the 6th inning, trying to go that way and just unable to find it, and again just trying to find it.
Seems like Christian Smith's been behind most of the night. I don't know if I'm agreeing with you there, Scott. I think you're giving him too much credit. I think he's fooled by Spinney's release point. Throw over to first. Just a quick check on Davila. Looks to me like Christian Smith just hasn't been able to catch up to Austin Spinney, who has peppered the outside edge of the plate against these right-handers.
Yeah, he really has. Just getting that advantage, which usually doesn't go a lefty's way against a right-handed pitcher, but a right-handed batter, but instead has really just found his way.
2-1 count after the curveball stays high. Cats have been held scoreless for 7 innings. Davila was aboard on a leadoff hit by pitch. That ball chopped foul. Count's going to be 2-2 now to Christian Smith. Last time he was in a 2-2 count, he fouled off 7 in a row.
Yeah, and just really just trying to catch up to those pitches and just try to get something into play here.
The good news is, Scott, I think another 11 pitch at bat would probably chase Spinney out of this game.
I mean, you just never know.
This ball lifted right center field. That's going to hang up long enough for Talbot to run it down. And Smith is retired. He's now 0 for 4 on the day. Davila retreats to first, and that'll bring up Colton Cowser. He and Jack Rogers, the only two players in the lineup that faced HBU last year. They're also the only two players with a hit tonight.
Yeah, and Cowser getting one of those 2 hits, like you said, just trying to find something to go his way here.
First pitch to Cowser, fastball at the knees, taken, strike 1. Cowser thought that ball was down.
Yeah, just a frustrating day all around for the Bearcats, just trying to find something at the plate and just being real unsuccessful.
Cowser lifts one in the air. That's going to drift foul out of play. Clark gave that one a look for as long as he could. Cowser's going to be down 0-2 now.
Bearcats still just trying to get something here in this 8th inning with only 5 outs to go, and this one down 7-0.
Cowser the 0-2 count. Singleton's last at bat in the 6th inning. Davila off of first. That ball into right field. That'll be a hit for Cowser. Davila around second. That ball's misplayed. Davila will advance to third. Cowser will pull into second. That'll be a single and an E9. Third hit of the night for the Bearcats. Second from Cowser. That'll bring up Trent Touche. Runners on second and third. 1 out. And HBU, at least as of now, is not appearing to make a move.
Yeah, it looks like they'll stick with Spinney here to face the DH tonight, Trent Touche. And now this is what you have as Trent Touche, you have to try to get a hit here, get some runs, just anything going, and try to get a little bit of momentum here with 5 outs to go.
We can see HBU trying to look down to that bullpen, get a gauge on how worn their pitchers are. There will not be a mound visit prior to Spinney's 130th pitch of the night. That is a high changeup for ball 1.
And if you're Austin Spinney, I think you're taking a nice ice bath tonight.
Then here comes the meeting on the mound. So we'll take a quick break with them. We'll be right back. Bearcats on second and third. 1 down, 1-0 count to Trent Touche. Don't go anywhere. 90.5 KSHU. Back here at Don Sanders Stadium, the day finally comes to a close for Austin Spinney, but it might be too late for the Bearcats. It'll be Dylan Murphy in relief for Houston Baptist, the junior right-hander.
Yeah, Murphy, 11 innings pitched this season with 4 strikeouts and 6 walks, and that ERA at 4.91 with a whip of 1.09. It looks like he's one of those middle relief guys that they're looking to, and after an impressive performance from Austin Spinney, is going to look to close out this game, have 5 outs left to go.
You can say that again. A very nice ovation for Spinney and his effort against a very tough lineup that was picked to win the Southland Conference, and they have 3 hits and no runs to show for it through 7 1/3. Could not have asked, probably could not have predicted that outing from Austin Spinney, who might have just turned his season around. So in the bottom of the 8th now, Colton Cowser is on second, Eric Davila is on third. Trent Touche has a 1-0 count at the plate. Touche is 0 for 1, but he's been on base twice. Struck out looking in the first. He walked in the fourth. Was hit by a pitch in the sixth. Was left on both of those times. SHSU has left 5 runners on base. So they've had opportunities and haven't been able to push anyone across the dish.
Yeah, and they have to look to change that right here. It's getting times running out for the Bearcats, down 7-0 in the bottom of the 8th, and things look bleak, but a base hit here could change things around.
So first pitch from Murphy to Touche, a 1-0 count. That misses high, so it's a 2-0 count. Murphy takes a little bit of a tumble coming off the mound after that delivery.
Yeah, it looked to be a little off balance after that pitch and just kind of fell to one knee, but he's back up and getting set up for the next pitch.
Touche with a 2-0 count. You're looking for one spot, one pitch. He doesn't get it. That's down and away, 3-0. Now you're not looking for anything.
Yeah, if you're Trent Touche, you kind of just want to watch this ball, see if you can get on base, load up the bases for Jack Rogers, who right now is your best hitter.
Touche can't make much of an impact in this game on his own, just needs to pass the baton. He'll take a 4-pitch walk. So the bases are loaded for Jack Rogers with 1 out, but at least the double play is in order.
Force out now all around for the Huskies, but it is Jack Rogers who does not leave a lot of things in the infield and hits a lot of hard balls, so it will be difficult to turn any double play.
Spinney is responsible for 2 base runners right now. But as it stands, 7 1/3 scoreless innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 8 Ks. That ERA from over 7 down to 4.76 with today's outing. Rogers fouls that one back over the third base dugout. So he's behind 1-0, first pitch swinging.
Yeah, and Rogers being the other player with the hit in this game, being 1 for 2 with the walk early in this one and just trying to make an impact here late in this one.
Murphy deals a slider that he just never really got on top of. Slides outside, 1-1 the count now.
Trying to look for that outside corner, unable to find it, instead now evens up the count.
So command issues early on for Dylan Murphy. HBU's bullpen has not been fantastic this year. Might have been one of the reasons they tried to ride Spinney as long as they did. This is down the right field line. That's into the corner for extra bases. 1 run scores. Here comes the second. Rogers around first. He's on his way to second. He pulls in with a 2 RBI double. Bearcats are on the board 7-2 now.
And that's just a little bit of something. Get that momentum going, and who knows what can happen. It is baseball, and we've seen crazier. But there's a double from Jack Rogers now, 11-game hitting streak, and he just continues to hit the ball well for the Bearcats coming out of that cleanup spot.
And that's going to very unfairly close the line for Spinney tonight. That's now going to read 7 1/3, 2 earned runs on 3 hits. ERA now up to 5.56. But Austin Spinney was much better in person than that line shows, despite the quality start. 2 on now. Rogers on at second. Touche at third. That pitch to McKenzie, low and out, ball 1. Some early command issues from Murphy, and he's in the hot seat right now in a 5-run game.
Yeah, now you can feel a bit of that momentum shift here at the ballpark. Bearcats bench is a little bit up now. The crowd's getting a little bit into it.
1-0 to McKenzie, swing and a foul ball, 1-1. Just got a piece of it.
Yeah, McKenzie 0 for 2 today, trying to find something at the plate. Just get on base, continue to move down the lineup. And in these kind of situations, that's all you want to do is just continue to move down the lineup. Just get the next batter up and just continue to do that.
That foul ball got a piece of McKenzie as he hobbles around. Looked like he took that off the right leg. 4 hits now today for the Bearcats. 2 from Colton Kauser, the other 2 from Jack Rogers. 5 through 9. In this order, a combined 0 for 12. Anthony McKenzie looking to turn that around.
Yeah, you're going to need some of your other guys to produce. You can't have your best players being the only ones. If you're Anthony McKenzie, you got to be one of those players now.
1-1, slider off the outside edge. 2-1. Big slow off-speed pitch from Murphy that doesn't catch the plate. HBU has another arm warming in their pen. And I think you're seeing the reason that they rode Austin Spinney as long as they could right here. 2-1 fastball low and away, 3-1. McKenzie shaking his head as he watches that one go by. He has a good hitter's count, and Murphy can't find the strike zone. Maybe a little gun shy after that double from Jack Rogers.
Yeah, definitely. First batter you face, you give up that RBI double. That opens up the scoring for the other team, and you've got to be a little shaken off.
3-1 to McKenzie. Fastball outside edge, full count.
Good pitch there, just an 83-mile-per-hour fastball on the outside corner. And just McKenzie watches it go by, hoping for the walk instead of full count now.
Payoff pitch. Swung on lifted, right field. Caught near the line, tagging and then retreating on a good throw home from Bina. So HBU fans appreciate that. That F9 doesn't turn into a sac fly. And now there's 2 outs for Bryce Holmes and a chance for HBU to get out of this with a 5-run lead intact.
Yeah, and another good play by the right fielder, Bina, just making a very nice heads-up play and just a very nice arm just heading it to home and holding Trent Touche at third.
Holmes steps in 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. Popped out to short in his last at bat. First pitch changeup on the outside edge gets Holmes to jump out in front of it, 0-1.
Yeah, and a big swing there from Bryce Holmes, probably trying to do a little too much. Definitely just wants, as the third base coach comes over to talk to him, definitely just wants to try to put the ball in play, get a base hit, and like we said, just move the batters up down the lineup.
Majority of fans sticking around here tonight at Don Sanders Stadium, despite the lopsided score with HBU on top. Temperatures drop down to the low 50s, so a chilly evening in Huntsville. Currently 7-2 HBU's lead. Rogers and Touche standing in scoring position. Holmes at the plate with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 offering. Fastball misses down, 1-1.
And a good watch there from Bryce Holmes. Fastball coming in. They have called that inside fastball a lot tonight as a strike, and just a good watch there. Evens up the count at 1-1.
One thing we haven't seen out of HBU is a ton of velocity. 1-1. Holmes jumps out in front, 84 miles an hour, 1-2.
Swinging at another one of those away changeups. Just unable to catch up to it now, 1-2.
This ball lifted left field, should get out of the inning. Wayne is under it, and that'll end it. So the Cats leave a couple on. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. There's 1 error by the Huskies, but 2 runners left in scoring position. It's a 5-run game through 8 innings. We head to the 9th, 7-2 HBU. We'll be back for the final 6 outs on 90.5 KSHU. Back here for the 9th, new arm to tell you about. Left-hander, the southpaw, Kyle Backus, the senior, coming on for the Bearcats.
Yeah, Backus not having a lot of playing time this season, only 1 inning and 3 strikeouts. And he being one of those few players that did play against HBU last season, looking to come in and just kind of calm down the storm. 7-2 in this one, heading to the 9th, and just kind of being that last guy. Make sure you don't blow a lot of arms in this one, as you still have 2 games to go in this weekend.
Kyle Backus, a big part of this Bearcats pitching staff his entire time at Sam Houston State University. One of the consistent names over the last couple years on this pitching staff. He faced HBU last season. He's on the mound here hoping for a quick 3 outs and see if his team can catch some magic in the bottom of the 9th. He'll be facing the heart of this Huskies order, 3-4-5, Gonzalez, Jackson, Bina.
Yeah, and Gonzalez 1 for 4 today, being one of the quieter hitters. Everybody in this lineup 2 for 5, 2 for 5, 3 for 4, and a lot of just putting on the hits. And, Gonzalez being 382 hitter, only having 1 hit today.
First pitch from Backus is a fastball on the outside corner. Strike 1.
And a good first pitch there, just getting ahead of the batter.
Fastball jammed and fouled away. 0-2. If you're Backus, you really have nothing to lose. Might as well go out there, pitch to contact. Just work on your location. Trust your good fastball.
Yeah, being one of the more consistent pitchers for the program the last few years and just kind of attacking the hitter and seeing what you can do.
Slider misses low and away. 1-2 the count. Backus, a long, lanky left-hander. He's facing one of 3 lefties in this HBU lineup right now. 3 right-handers in a row to follow. One, 2 from Backus. Slider again misses low and away. 2-2. Back-to-back sliders after Gonzalez was late on your fastball.
Yeah, and you might want to go back to attacking him being late on those fastballs, and the breaking ball doesn't look to be working right now.
2-2. He goes back to it. He gets a swing and a miss, and now it's ruled a foul ball. We're going to get a conversation here about that call. I didn't see it hit the bat, but it looked like Wes Foles acted like that was a foul ball. The umpires will get together. The concern here is, even if this wasn't a foul ball, the play never developed. It would have been a drop third strike, as you see Gonzalez go ahead and trot down to first base, and now they'll call him back to the plate, so we do have a 2-2 count. Gonzalez in the dugout enjoying a little bit of a chuckle as he tried to sneak over to first base while the umpires had a conference. So a 2-2 count after the foul ball, just getting a piece of it to stay alive.
Yeah, just a little trot. The umpire's backed up, and I don't know if he was going faster than 2 miles an hour, and he just slowly walked to first.
2-2, chop towards short. McKenzie will play it on a couple hops, shuffle and throw across the diamond, and gets him 1 away.
And that's a good response there from Backus, just getting that out after the foul ball and that question mark of a play. And now 1 out, 2 outs left to go in this top of the 9th.
That play earlier in right field by Bina was great, but I really enjoyed the little trot to first base.
I think the Huskies might have as well. They're having a good time over there, winning this game 7-2.
Todd Jackson, first pitch swinging, fouls it off the screen by the HBU dugout, so he's down 0-1.
And the difference we've seen in the 2 pitching staff is that velocity. Bearcat pitchers hitting 89, 90 miles an hour tonight. And I don't know if we've seen a Husky be able to throw higher than 85.
1 from Backus is 89, but it misses up and in. 1-1 the count. Jackson 0 for 2, but he scored a pair of runs tonight. Walked and scored in the first, was hit by a pitch and scored in the 7th. Couple of putouts in the 3rd and the 5th inning, trying to join the hit column. Good changeup on the outside corner from Backus, 1-2. That's just not a hittable pitch.
No, it's not that outside corner changeup, and if you're swinging, you're going to miss, and that was just a beautifully executed pitch there from Backus.
1-2 grounded back to Backus, a nice little stab, and he'll make the play to first. A 1-3 putout, and there's 2 gone now. That'll bring up Brandon Bina with the bases empty and 2 outs.
Bina being their hottest player tonight, making 2 nice defensive plays, 3 for 4 today, and I just don't think you could have asked for a better performance from a hitter.
Bina would be the player of the game if not for Austin Spinney, whose outing on the mound cannot be talked about enough. It'll be talked about all year if you're HBU.
especially if HBU makes some noise and shakes up a few places in this, and being voted last and not being able to do that, maybe try to make some type of run at the conference tournament.
Well, this just shows you how good Southland Conference baseball is, and it has been the last few years. It's a very competitive conference. It's a conference that yielded an NCAA Super Regional appearance from the Bearcats. That pitch is fouled off. It's 0-2 to Bina. And every year, Southland Conference teams play through regionals competitively, and it's a tough schedule to work your way through in an underrated conference. Top of the Southland this year is going to be fun to watch. Here's the 0-2 fastball, misses up high, 1-2.
Yeah, especially just watching through and seeing how close the race is every time, and 2 games left to go last season for the Bearcats and them clinching that title against Northwestern State, and just showing how close it is to only 2 games left in the season being able to clinch that title.
Swing and a miss. It's off the back of the backstop, and a good play by Wes Foles to pick it up and throw a bullet to first base. So a 1-2-3 top of the ninth for Kyle Backus. He did his job. Can the Bearcats offense rally down 5? 7-2 HBU. It'll be Corbin Vines, Wes Foles, Eric Davila due up. 7, 8, 9. Dylan Murphy headed back out to the mound for HBU. We'll be back. 3 outs to go from Don Sanders Stadium in the Southland Conference opener on this Friday night on 90.5 KSHU. Thank you, Krista. Bottom of the ninth from Don Sanders Stadium, 7-2 HBU. Huskies 7 runs on 14 hits. Bearcats 2 runs on 4 hits and a couple errors on both sides. Corbin Vines will lead it off against Dylan Murphy, who's going to try and come out and finish off his outing with 3 more outs.
Yeah, and someone in this lineup just trying to look for a hit, as Colton Kauser and Jack Rogers have the only 4 hits of this game with 2 a pair each.
First pitch finds the zone, 0-1 now to Vines.
And just that slow breaking ball, 68 miles per hour, finding that inside edge.
Pitch misses, 1-1 the count. I expect Sam Houston to be patient. They need base runners here for the top of the order. Slider lifted, right field, slicing. Bina has 1 great catch today. This one will be a little bit more routine down by the foul line. So 1 out, and that's not what you need if you're the Bearcats down to your final 2 outs.
Yeah, 2 outs left to go, down 5, and it's not looking good for the Bearcats.
We'll get a pinch hitter. Gavin Johnson will replace Wes Foles. So gotta imagine if this game somehow gets to extra innings, Johnson will put on the gear. Catcher for catcher here, the lefty. Dylan Murphy is just on the mound, ready to go. Peers over the tan and black glove. Here's the first pitch to Johnson. Misses badly outside, ball 1.
Yeah, and Johnson being a first-team All-SLC selection to start, and really a slow start to the season, batting 152 with only 5 hits and 3 RBIs.
1-0 misses outside, 2-0 to Johnson. Eric Davila, for now at least, is in the on-deck circle. Cats do have some options on the bench. D. Shelton, Blake Facher, Jackson Lofton. 3-0 the count to the pinch-hitting Johnson. If he gets on, he's going to have to run. You're out of catchers. Your third catcher's DHing. 3-0 taken all the way. 3-1. And even 80 miles an hour. And there's a walk. Evan Johnson will fling his bat towards the Bearcats dugout and head on to first base. So a runner with one out. It will be Eric Davila hitting. Top of the lineup on deck, and HBU wants to talk about this.
Yes, we have some action in the bullpen, as he will point to the bullpen and call someone in.
So we're going to get a right-hander coming in for the Huskies. That'll do it for Dylan Murphy. One on, one out. Eric Davila at the plate. Top of the order on deck. Bottom of the ninth. Don't go anywhere. It is not over here in the Southland Conference opener in Huntsville. We'll be right back on 90.5 KSHU. New pitcher to tell you about with 2/3 of an inning left to go as the Huskies try and close out the Southland Conference opener. It will be junior right-hander number 35, Andrew Rettmeyer.
Yeah, Rettmeyer not having a great start to the season, pitching an inning in 2/3, a 21.6 ERA and a 7 WHIP, giving up an average of 4.29 on the season, 4 earned runs, 6 hits, giving up 2 doubles, 2 strikeouts to 1 walk.
Rettmeyer has a 5-run lead to protect. Out-of-state guy from Oceanside, California, 6'4", 220 pounds. We'll take a couple more warm-up pitches. Our camera guy Jake is enjoying the music in the background, dancing in the booth. The crowd has hung out. They have enjoyed the conference opener. It hasn't gone the Bearcats' way, but there are still 2 more games to salvage this series. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, Sunday at 1. Tomorrow's game will be broadcast just like tonight's game on 90.5 KSHU and the Bearcat Sports Network. It will be Carlos Zimmerman on that call with Megan Montgomery tomorrow. Make sure to tune in and join them for Game 2 of the series. Rettmeyer's first pitch is a fastball to Davila, and it is high for ball 1.
And Davila not having the best luck today, getting 0 for 1 with 2 hit by pitches.
That on-base percentage has gone up. Average sitting at 263. Has a 2-0 count now. Gavin Johnson, the pinch hitter, is on at first base after a 5-pitch walk. He pinch hit for Wes Foles. 5 through 9 of the Bearcats order still don't have a hit. Davila squares with on a 2-0 count, pulls back, takes strike 1.
And that speed from Davila at the bottom of the lineup, just trying to get that bunt and move the runner up to second, possibly get a base hit.
2-1, 1 out. Davila takes a fastball at 82. Makes it 2-2. Sticking with that low 80s velocity that we've seen out of all 3 Huskies arms today. Just gets a piece of it, chops it foul to stay alive. Davila will see another 2-2 pitch.
And just trying to stay alive here, just trying to keep the runners going. 2 outs left in this one. And you still got to fight down here 5 in the bottom of the 9th.
6th pitch of the at-bat coming up. This is chopped towards short. It's going to short hop, and they'll go the short way to second and get Gavin Johnson. So Davila will reach first on the fielder's choice. But the Bearcats are down to their final out now, and that'll bring up Christian Smith.
Smith 0 for 4 today. His average dropping below 300 now after this game, and really just unfortunate. Just has not looked the best at the plate, behind on a lot of pitches, and is really just trying to find something.
It was the 160th pitch of the game for HBU, but crazy to think they're on their 3rd arm, and 129 of those were thrown by starter Austin Spinney, who went 7 2/3 strong. First pitch from Rettmeyer to Smith is a strike, 0-1. That pitch misses low and away, 1-1. Kind of surprised to see HBU hold the runner on. And now we're going to get a visit. Saw some kind of signal from the first baseman Gonzalez that prompted HBU's coach to run out. It was a quick chat. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs to the leadoff hitter Christian Smith. He's 0 for 4 on the day. Couple of strikeouts, couple of flyouts. Eric Davila aboard at first. HBU still holding. 1-1. Ugly swing. Christian Smith can't hold up. 1-2. Smith just hasn't really been able to make up his mind at the plate tonight. Just one of those days. 1-2. Swung on, spoiled.
And Smith's just trying to keep this game alive, down 1-2 in the count. They're trying to do anything you can to try to get the next batter up, Colton Kauser.
Gotta have the next man up mentality right now, pass the baton. If the game extends far enough, Jack Rogers would be the tying run. This ball lifted right field line. That's going to get back out of play. So we'll see another 1-2 pitch. You know Jack Rogers is sitting in that dugout with his helmet and bat. He wants to get up to the plate. Bearcats have some work to do to make that happen. Starts with Christian Smith. The 1-2 swung on and missed. There it is. 9th strikeout of the night for the Bearcats will be the one that ends it. And HBU knocks off Sam Houston State University to open up conference play at Don Sanders Stadium. 34-7 now, the overall record for the Huskies in Huntsville. But what a big 7th win it was for them. An impressive outing from Austin Spinney. A good day at the plate from Brandon Bina. 7 runs on 14 hits, 2 errors for HBU, just 2 runs on 4 hits, and 2 errors for the Bearcats.
Yeah, not a great start to conference play, losing this one 7-2, being out hit by 10, and that's kind of something we've seen as the bats have kind of been cold to start this season. If they're going to want to win this series, something's going to have to wake up. 2 hits from Colton Kauser, 2 hits from Jack Rogers, and other than that, nothing else.
So we'll see what lineup head coach Jay Sirianni runs out tomorrow. 3 p.m. first pitch from Don Sanders Stadium in Huntsville. Join us on 90.5 KSHU FM or jump on the Bearcat Sports Network for the live video broadcast with our audio on it. It'll be Carlos Zimmerman and Megan Montgomery on tomorrow's call. For Scott Morris to my right, Krista back in the studio, I'm Tyler Josephson saying goodnight from Huntsville. Join us tomorrow for Bearcats Baseball on 90.5 KSHU.